Huh. That would be a Critical Role shirt.
Gotcha.
It is vaguely D20 shaped, but it's dragons and the Critical Role crew.
Gotcha.
I feel like it's an appropriate Dungeons Dragons-y sort of shirt. It goes well with my, was it the light raiment or something like that?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
That's Radar's tail.
Hello.
Hello.
See?
Hello.
Another one going to be able to hear Amanda.
Can you guys
Okay.
hear him and not hear me?
All I can hear is a Ryan echoing and dogs.
Bullshit.
What's funny is now I'm using the same mic as she is.
That's some fucked up internet you got there.
It only likes Ryan.
And it's your house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I said, that's some weird stuff, man. Well, lucky for you guys, I didn't roll a natural 20. You may survive the night.
Woo.
Oh boy.
Just not the morning.
Or the afternoon.
Sounds about right.
So, since it's now 7:02, and we have 2 people in the game, who wants to start the recap?
Isn't Lucas here?
No.
You guys just really can't hear me, can you?
That sounds like Lucas isn't here. So, no Lucas, no Zen. Well, guess it's got to be Amanda.
No, it's not even fair.
Actually, I think it is more appropriate that Ryan do this one.
It was his show last week.
Things got a little out of hand. That's all I know.
Again.
Their party's new motto.
Round 2. My new life motto.
Alright, so last week started when we were being informed about Xavier's shenanigans that were taking place. And so we were starting off with a long rest, I think it was, in the tent of the, I always want to call him Cinnabon. We were starting a long rest in his tent, and on Erevan's watch, he managed to see a couple of sketchy-looking dudes coming out in, what was blank on the name?
The
The
carrier
Blackgate.
thingy?
Blackgate.
No, the carrier thing. The
Palanquin.
Palanquin. Carrying a palanquin with somebody in there towards a horse dealer, and they paid him money like in the middle of the night and took off on 3 horses. Erevan ran back to the party, woke everybody up, and basically did the same thing where we went over to that same horse salesman, and Erevan disguised himself as the half dragon himself and basically intimidated the shit out of that guy to get the same deal on horses that the last group had. So now we've got 3 horses as Xavier and Chesko were making their way, and Noma were making their way around back, checking everything out back there.
And they saw.
And wound up getting the money Erevan paid right back out of the guy's hands. And then we traced down the trail of the first 3 horses, but they led far out of town. And so Erevan eventually turned back, gave, I believe it was Caden, his hat of disguise, so that Octavia was riding back into town without her armor, Aravan was looking completely different from the human disguise he was taking when he had the head of disguise, and Caden can take on a different disguise with the head of disguise now. Basically, in order to hopefully avoid.
It sounds like a lot of disguise.
Yeah.
Lots of. Well, since we
Caden, basically, you
robbed this guy
participated
for
in a robbery.
Well, I
Caden
mean,
is okay with this.
didn't Aravan give the guy like 150 gold to start?
Aravan started with 150 gold, and then the asking price was 300 gold, or something like that.
So
And
you
Aravan
kept
didn't
the
have
okay.
quite the right amount, so Aravan had to intimidate the shit out of the guy to lower the price a little bit.
And it
I
worked.
think we set it on 250 or was it 225?
No, you said 225, and then Aravan was like 250.
No.
I think
you
you
started
said
at 300.
300, and I went 250.
And then you said the lowest you could go was 290,
Oh,
and Ryan said 350.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I really mean 250.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, then I did some real intimidating shit.
Word.
And he did that,
But
and then
Go.
I
we
hit.
are absolutely certain that guy, the horse salesman guy, was not in league with the dragon cultists.
And so now they have taken their servants and boarded up their business because I stole the gold back from him, and I said you shouldn't take money from, or you shouldn't work with cultists.
Yeah, as a whisper
in his
in the wind.
mind. He was like, "What?"
I'm level 30 now. What?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats. We did a whole lot of things last session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things got a little out of hand.
A little bit. I almost
Indeed.
killed some stable hands because I'm in
Almost
the wrong
got some
building
innocent
again.
people.
God, me in the wrong building, man.
Are you learning anything from this?
Go to the right building.
Yeah, get a
Not
better
left.
description before I start climbing ladders.
So, you guys are once again back in the tent of
No new
back in
information.
Cinnabon.
You can't get out of this hall.
I believe that you've staked the 3 horses outside of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe so.
Actually, I think with the disguises, we decided it'd be probably okay because there wasn't any kind of markings on the
They weren't
horses,
branded.
like brand special things about them.
Wasn't it like outside the tents though? Like, I don't know.
I don't think we
I'm not
got
gonna
that
lie.
far last week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you didn't bring them back inside the tent.
No.
Just a feeling I have.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, Octavia was running low on her ham, so
It's okay, I'm refueled now.
we have to dispose of the evidence.
Okay. So,
It's still the middle of the night.
does anyone have any questions about what happened last week so you know where we're starting from?
Yes. What happened?
No, that's
Stuff.
right. You just missed it.
So, Ryan,
Again.
I heard
Alright,
something
so-
about horses, and we're in a tent now.
Mm-hmm.
Aravan watched the palanquin. And
now we're going to call it a sedan chair.
sedan chair come out from the black gate of Baldur's Gate and go to a horse salesman and ride off into the night with 3 horses. Aravan cast Hunter's Mark on the guy, ran back to the group, and woke everybody up to let them know what's going on. We made our way back to the horse salesman, and with Aravan disguised as the half dragon that we fought and killed, and just intimidated the shit out of this guy into getting us 3 horses, basically convincing him that we were the ones that ordered the horses, and he gave them away to this other schmuck. And so while we were negotiating with the horse salesman, Chesko, Numa, and Xavier were making their way around back to kind of do some reconnaissance of their own. And in doing so, they managed to swipe back the money that Aravan paid for the horses from the guy, and we rode off after them. So we now have 3 riding horses, as well as...
I have a new
So
silver.
a little context to where I took the gold from. I hadn't seen a blue half dragon before, and Numa said that was, didn't we kill that guy? He was one of the cult leaders or whatever, and so that's why I stole the money back from the horse dealer. Because and the half dragon decided to ride off with Caden and Octavia, so I was like, what the hell? So I took the guy's gold.
Nicely done.
Yeah, and that's where I told him, you shouldn't work with cultists. And so now he thinks that Caden and Octavia are cultists.
Oh, and Caden, your cat familiar almost got cross-bolted.
Yeah,
But
that's
it didn't,
But it didn't.
because it's...
Who tried to shoot
awesome.
Han 10?
The horse
Not one of us.
salesman's wife.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Things got
it's
really out of
kind
hand.
So, after attempting to track down the 3 riders who had taken off earlier, Aravan, his hunter's mark expired. The last he had sensed his quarry was continuing along the path of the road, and he had not really gained any substantial distance on him. Or Aravan had not gained any, gotten any closer from when he started to track him. So who got marked again?
So,
Unidentified rider in black.
so at the very least, we know they don't have any little hideout on the outskirts of town. Or at least not on the immediate outskirts of town.
They have horses. We know that.
And apparently they took off like bats at a hill, so they were riding fast. So Xavier wants to rest.
Yeah, technically, you guys have not actually completed a rest
No, I got
because
2
it got
hours.
interrupted halfway through.
So I'm
No, at this
resting.
point, there is no I had 2 hours. This is you have thoroughly been interrupted. You
no,
gotta start
no.
over.
No, I got 2 hours in, so I'm going to restart my long rest.
That's 2 hours in, right?
No, I only need
can
4,
try.
so I'm good until sunrise.
So,
I'm meditating, sleeping, trancing.
I guess if you guys want to take your rest, you can finish a long rest. It'll be a little later in the morning than normal when you get up. And I believe we'd also nailed down that, let's see, who was it? We had Aravan and Chesko, I believe, were going to be working for Green IMSA.
Yes.
We had a dog barking.
Not mine.
Nope, that one was distinctly mine.
Alex.
More than likely. We had 2. Who was it? It was Octavia and Xavier, I think.
Yeah. Did we?
Oh, you and Chisco are working for some little guy.
For Owen, even more, I think, is who our patron is.
I'm terrible with names, and I don't never write them down.
Uh,
But I am working for someone. Yes.
Lita is our head guard for our wagon for Octavia and Xavier's.
I thought say Lena sounds really familiar.
Yeah, she was the one that I poked in the butt with a stick.
Oh, don't tell people that.
So, Caden and Erevan are working for Green IMSA. Numa and Chesko are working for Samardag. And Octavia and Xavier are now working under another guard named Lita.
Lita, yeah. Who's employed by Owen, right? Owen?
Yes.
Owen.
Owen. Oyn. Owen.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
Numa and Chesko still don't know how far they're going. And how long, right?
Also, be right back. 2 minutes. I just got a package.
We've got we got a daily rate, so we're good to go.
well, you have a weekly rate, which you can break down.
It was a daily rate. I remember.
It was every 10 days.
10 days.
Oh.
But
which is effectively a weekly
just
rate.
now learning the difference between a day and a 10-day.
That's right.
But I think all of our terms were we could leave without payment.
Yes, I was gonna say. So what you get paid at the end of the trip. If you leave, mid-trip, then you forego your payment.
Damn.
So we can be.
We
good
suck at
Samaritans
negotiating.
a little bit.
I don't remember signing those terms and conditions, but
Pretty much a
so be it.
standard caravan guard contract.
Yeah.
You split in the middle of the work, you don't get paid.
I mean, you did kick the plate. I mean, that's pretty.
Sounds reasonable.
Sign-worthy to me.
And yeah, none of you managed to get a sign-on bonus or any of that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, no vacation, nothing. Healthcare.
I mean, not that you know
So, you have all woken up after a longer than normal night. Erevan now owns 3 horses, and the rest of you still don't have any. So,
Do you think
what
we
would
can
you
get
guys like
horses
to
for
do?
250 gold?
I'm pretty sure you gave him his money back.
I know.
How many days until the caravan leaves?
I don't know.
3 to 4 is what they assumed.
What are we gonna do for 3 to 4 days?
Try to stay out.
Do
of
we
trouble.
all need to have horses?
Caravan
Yeah.
guards don't really usually use
And do we
horses,
require
do they?
I'm not sure we require the horses, do we?
No, they're not required. It's not going to be unusual if you have your own. But
certainly make the trek easier for 3 of us.
Well, I was there, so I'll take one.
Numa's young and fit and probably would end up killing himself attacking from a horse.
Well, Caden is a ranged attacker, so the mobility of a horse would be valuable.
Very well.
Done.
The horses are spoken for.
I'm going to name mine Silver.
yes, spoken for but not paid for.
We had an agreement. Terms are settled.
As Erevan's money, it's up to him. But
If he wants to go back and say, "Oh, by the way,"
I want to task at least one of you to look up the rules on mounted combat,
oh,
because I don't think even as a ranged character you can just automatically assume that you have proficiency at mounted combat.
I'm actually assuming I do not have proficiency.
Well,
in
I'm also
mounted
assuming that
combat.
everyone does not have it.
That's why I'm not.
I'm
getting on the
assuming
horse.
that I do have it because I almost won the race with Silver. And since I'm naming this horse Silver also, I think it should count.
Well, since mounted
you'll-
combatant is a feat, I'm gonna say maybe not.
You might be good at running away from combat on a horse.
I'm already good at that on my feet.
Mounted combat.
It's half your movement to mount or dismount, kind of like standing up from being prone.
Where are you guys finding that?
198.
Page 198.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm not really seeing anything that says it's all about things that happen to the mount. I don't see anything about changing our roles or adding modifiers or anything.
Sorry, I just kind of came back in the middle of all this. We're trying to figure out how to get on horses.
No,
How to fight on horses.
yeah.
Oh.
If you're allowed to just say, "Oh, I'm on a horse. I'm going to fight from the back of the horse."
It kinda looks that way.
I think you can, but like if you're not proficient in it or whatever, don't you take penalties unless there's a feat, right?
That's what I'm trying to figure out because there is a feat for it.
Yeah.
What does the feat say?
Here it is.
You advantage on melee rolls against unmounted creatures.
So it makes you better at mounted combat. It doesn't make you.
It
doesn't qualify you.
It doesn't reduce penalties or anything like that.
Yeah.
It just makes your mount better. That's all it does.
Okay.
So
So
I
it
guess
can fight
it
silver.
still acts. It basically you can use the horse's movement. It acts on your turn, unless it has I think a 6 intelligence. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess here's what I'll say. Just quickly trying to make a house rule on this. It says while you're mounted, you have two options. You can either control the mount or allow it to act independently. So if you choose an action like attack, I'm going to assume that means you are not using an action to control the mount. So I guess no charges, and
No
attacks.
moving.
So
No
if
free
we
movement
choose
on a
to
mount.
attack, will we have to roll an animal handling check before we attack to see if we can study the horse and then attack? Or
I don't see anything about an animal handling check for trying to control the mount.
As long as
Okay.
it's a trained mount to ride, they assume that it'll be fine with
That
you
would be good.
doing things on the
Okay.
back of it. So.
But
that makes us be screwed.
I will say, if you just have your average normal horse, basically they have a war horse category. So if you have a war horse, the horse would not end up getting spooked in the middle of combat. If you're just on a regular old horse and combat erupts, you may have to make animal handling checks to make it do what you want to do as opposed to run away.
So I know the horses we got from this guy were more expensive than like the base horse prices.
Actually, only barely.
No,
Oh, yeah?
I think they were riding horses, not like horse.
But when I did the costs of everything, I just looked up riding horse at 75 gold.
Yeah.
And then I tacked on like a cost for a saddle.
Okay.
I mean, a pack saddle was 5 gold, a riding saddle 10. So I just kind of went, the 75, that's 225 plus other stuff, so call it 300. Plus, you
Alright.
guys got to make a profit, so. So no, you guys just have riding horses. A war horse is 400
Alright.
gold.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
I'll take 2. Put it on my tab.
So, I guess here's the effective ruling. You're allowed to fight from horseback if you're in if the horse is in danger of getting attacked. You'll have to make animal handling checks to make it do what you want instead of it running away.
All right.
Sounds
So-
logical.
yes, Caden, in your case, as long as you're not, like throwing fireballs right at its feet or something, chances are the horse will stand there while you try to attack something from range.
I think it would be fine with fireballs.
No, I don't think
Horses love fire.
Your animal handling skill tells you so.
I have a feeling
That's right.
Silver's not going to live very long.
Okay. So, now that we've gotten that bit of stuff out of the way. Once again, Akin comes into the tent and asks, "So, have you managed to find the employment you needed?"
Yes, we have.
I believe we will all be accompanying this caravan quite nicely.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I assume since you all now have employment and you plan to leave with the next caravan, you must have identified or know who it is you're trying to track and follow.
We have hopes and ideas, yes.
You mean you don't know whether the people you wish to follow are leaving with you?
We know that there are cultists among us somewhere.
Caravan's gaze is going to fall over towards Xavier.
We know that they'll either be with us or they will be behind us.
And if they're not with us, they're against us.
I mean, we know who they are. I mean, they're about yay and about yay, Just...
They're not good people.
It's like pornography. I don't know a dragon cultist. I can't define it, but I'll know it when I see it.
What he said.
The truth is out there, man.
He nods at your amazing wisdom and mastery of the spy craft. Well, I guess in that case you don't need me to make any further inquiries in the city.
Well, I mean, if you decided that you wanted to, just for your own curiosity, and you came across something you decided it might be important for us to know, I mean, that'd be cool too. We'd be okay with more information. It couldn't hurt.
Octavia, didn't you have a a purchase order from?
This name on here.
And
Timor.
Timor.
Zohos?
Oh,
Zahos.
Timor.
Timor.
Yes, I'm familiar with Timos. I believe he was the one that you mentioned had made the derogatory remarks about my business when you were seeking me.
He may have been that very one. Do you know much more about his whereabouts?
Well, I know where he conducts his business. What sort of purchase order you called it?
Well, it's more of a, I guess you could call it a receipt in a way, but it's not important where or who we got it from, really. Just the name that he purchased it for was for bad people.
I believe I'm going to need a bit more detail in order to know what to look for.
We believe that he's working with the cultists. To sum it all up.
I would not think that of Timor, but I guess it is possible.
He signed this purchase order for specific items, which we know these specific people are cultists. Presuming.
It's entirely possible that Timor is being deceived by these cultists as well.
He could not even know what he's doing. He seems like a nice guy saying all those mean things about you,
Well, it's not that we're friends or anything, but I have done much business with him. He seems to be an relatively upstanding member of the merchant community in the area.
Well, maybe he didn't realize, like Aravan over here was saying, maybe he didn't realize what he was doing to do that. Maybe we should just have a conversation with him. Maybe some certain people I'm going to eyeball, what is it, Chesco and Xavier should probably stay behind after, last time, whatever happened in the city where maybe innocents died.
I
Terrible.
I can tell that you're trying to avoid giving away too much information. I respect that. But perhaps if one of you would just tell me what you found and what I need to be looking for, that would be helpful. And he's going to look like to anyone except Octavia.
I'm trying to be vague, guys, okay?
So Aravan's gonna step a little forward, assuming Octavia was like looking at this little receipt as she was like very clearly reading off of it.
Yes.
Right.
She's gonna try to like swoop that out of her hands to hand it over to Celebon.
Okay, just read away.
I kind of inform him about the night before how this palanquin rider made their way to the
Sedan chair.
Sedan chair.
The sedan chair. Made their way to that other stable master, bought 3 riding horses, and just took off to the north.
We assume the
In
same
the middle of the
palanquin
night.
that someone
2
else saw.
Oh, so... Well, not that I do much business with Strawn, but he is certainly he's a rival. He is a competitor for the trade in the horses, but our business interests do not collide that much. But so you say that Timur bought horses and equipment and see, it says here saddles, horses, food, tack, quite a bit of things. So certainly enough for 3 people to travel for quite some time together. And he bought this from Strawn. And
Yes.
Look
say
what the
it
paper
was-
says.
it was picked up in the middle of the night.
That's correct.
That is what we saw.
That certainly would not be typical of the dealings that Timur should be having. Let me do some investigation, and I will see if I can turn up anything else unusual in Timur's activities of late.
If Tinlor was threatened some way in order to be coerced to buy said horses from evildoers, what would he be afraid to lose? Do you know? Family,
Say if he were being blackmailed.
possibly. If he's as upstanding as you say he is.
But it's not like he's a paragon of the city. He's just, he's just one of the merchants. He is respected in that he is successful. He's not the most successful nor the least. He's just Timur. And certainly he has family. I can't say I've ever met them, and I couldn't say for sure how many children he has, but I do believe he is married and has children.
Well, if he's dealing with the people that we dealt with, Chesco and I, then blackmail is not out of the question.
Well, I'm starting to wonder if Aravan was onto something here. What if neither of them really exactly knew what they were doing? What if the cults have a person that's seemingly so innocent doing all the dirty work for these people, and they don't even realize they're helping the cultists do all these things?
There is that.
What if
Just
this X person trying to buy these horses from Timos, and he went to this horse guy to buy them for this ex-person, and this ex-person has no looks to be a cultist, but in fact they are very, very one of them.
Do we even know? Did the people of Baldur's Gate, are they even aware of the dragon cult?
I had not heard anything of it until you brought news and told me of your investigations. I mean, well, I said never heard of it. I had not heard anything recent. There's always tales going about crazy wizards and cultists and other madmen trying to resurrect undead dragons or demon lords, or there's always some story about how the world's about to end floating around. But nothing concrete, nothing that I would have paid any real attention to. But you've already come to me and told me that you found that the local thieves guild was involved in the activities here in town, and that you believed the people you were seeking may have been working with them. It is certainly possible for the thieves guild to arrange for many things. Horses would certainly be the least of it.
What if, perchance, they knew about Caden and Xavier's outburst, and they were worried that we were onto them, and they were trying to make a quick getaway, trying to get their main creature, whoever he was that someone saw a glimpse of, out before there was any further investigation? That could prompt them to be in a very hurry and want the horses immediately and leave.
Do the thieves guild, do they use caravans to move material out of Baldur's Gate?
Caravans are really the only way to get, caravans or ships, the only way to get goods into or out of Baldur's Gate.
So if we know that the thieves guild is is with the dragon cultists, then perhaps if you could find out if the thieves guild were involved in some or scheduling some caravan, that would be the caravan that we would need to track.
Well, as you may imagine, the thieves guild is not prone for announcing when they are doing anything, and I don't have the sorts of connections that would let me know that sort of thing. But if you tell me that Timor has made arrangements on behalf of these people, the cultist or the thieves guild either, I can certainly try to see if he is planning on moving any goods. But you spoke of some sort of outburst? What outburst?
They thought of this little ruse of pretending to act like fools in the streets would draw attention. But it didn't work. It was just silly little gameplay. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Right. Well, give me a few hours. Let me put the word out that I'm interested in Timor's business, and that I'm thinking about. Well, I'll take care of it. Don't you worry. And he walks
We're
out.
counting on you. I can look around at everyone, give them the thumbs up, like, yeah, yes, we did good.
So I should probably lay low for a little bit.
I think most of us should probably lay low.
I believe it might be best to simply rely on whatever information Celovan can ascertain at this point in time. We've done fairly poorly in our own investigations.
That poorly indeed. Although Numa really hasn't made a scene of anything. It might be good for him to get out and, there's that disguise hatch that you showed us, so one of us could still go with him and try and figure out more information.
He does need to get out more.
Numa, I believe that you'd be very good with gathering information. You have quite a fine head set on your shoulders.
Well, I am one. I can take a lot of torture, that's for sure.
Hopefully we won't need to get to that point.
Well, perhaps I could follow a Cinnabon to make sure he's safe.
Well, who else hasn't made a mockery in this town?
Chesko looks at the floor.
Well, apparently Caden became a cultist, so I don't think he's
Unless you're
ready to be visible. Well, we got the disguise app, that applies to anybody.
Yeah. Erevan hasn't been seen.
So,
What are we?
other than Celadon, do we have any leads to follow up on, or are we just passing time until the caravan leaves?
I say we wait for Cinnabon, and then leave the caravan if nothing's changed.
The only information
So we can.
I have or have a lead on is that building that Chesko and I went and yelled out that we love Tiamat in front of, which was, I believe, a Thieves Guild hideout or safe house.
So I don't remember when we made a connection between the Thieves Guild and the Dragon Cultists, though.
Yesterday.
There's a lot of things.
I thought y'all yelled at them, then they tried to kill you in a blind alley.
Yeah.
And then you came back.
Yeah. That was literally like 6 hours ago.
Yeah, but how did we know that they were wanting to kill you because you knew about the Dragon Cultists, or they just didn't?
Because we went to their door, knocked on it, and I said, Dragon Cult? To the guy that was sitting there. Because he didn't want to open the door.
Okay.
And immediately they sent out 4 assassins. So probably.
But that doesn't mean they're working for them.
No.
They could be against them.
Yeah, but they could have asked.
Could have simply been the Thieves Guild sending out a hit on you for making a spectacle at their entrance.
There's that too.
Could have had nothing to do with the Dragon Cultists at all.
I mean, if you want to get that deep with it.
Yeah.
I mean, for all they knew, we were just going to the bar.
So it sounds like
My
lay
vote
low,
is to wait.
wait
Yep.
for the caravan to leave.
So, I feel like I have this debate in my head going on. It's like, as a good DM, should I let you continue to wander around lost? Or as a good DM, should I step in and provide some information you're forgetting?
Yes, if we're forgetting
Give us a
something,
hint of what we're
if
forgetting,
something has
guys.
been said that we're forgetting, I don't have a problem with that.
Just a hint. Just a
So
hint.
it just
and
means
let
the
us
players
think about
don't
it.
remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because I
something-
I can't put my finger on it, but there seems to be something I can't remember.
And as you think really hard about it, you remember that the whole reason you went down to the place where the Thieves Guild was trying to kill you was because you saw someone with a dragon claw stop there and go inside.
Right. That's why we said that there was dragon cultists involved with the Thieves Guild.
Yeah. Okay.
'Cause
So I
saw
don't remember that part.
A dragon claw come out of the palanquin.
Yeah.
I have
Wasn't
that
it
written
like-
down right in front of me. Oh my god. Literally, I've got a sentence
It
right
was-
here. It says black collar
Xavier, this information is
palanquin
key to our investigations.
building 43 cult hideout.
So the definition of insanity would be for Numa to actually go again to that Thieves Guild and ask about dragon cultists. So I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, don't scream out dragon cult.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys are basically going to kind of hang out and wait.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
are you all just like sitting in the tent waiting? Are you going to go back to the bar? Or are you going to go talk to your employers? What you going to do?
Well, I wouldn't mind getting with Samardag to make sure that we're leaving tomorrow, because I'm not sure that I've ever been told when we're leaving, other than by Cinnabon or Celebon.
I like Cinnabon.
And I don't know if I need to trust him or not.
And
I mean,
and
we're
so-
giving him a lot of information, and now he's going off by himself. But you know, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
And Celebon has said that he doesn't know when the next caravan's leaving. Just
Yes.
normally there should be, 10, 15 wagons or merchants traveling together. And
So yeah, I don't want to leave. I don't want to miss my plane here. So yeah, I would not mind while we're waiting to go check out Samardag and see if I can help him load a wagon or something.
okay.
See if
So-
I can get information about when we're leaving here.
Is it just going to be Numa? Is anybody else going?
Caden will go confirm the details of their caravan he's guarding.
Well,
Caravan will
Chess-
go with Caden to kind of.
yeah, Chesko needs to go because he needs to make a better impression on his employer than he last did.
I think in this
Hi,
case,
Jessica.
Anglo is also the good option.
Yeah.
Do we have any shopping that needs to be done?
We probably need to find more health potions.
Ah, geez. Let me look.
Always a thing. Always could use health potions.
I know Aravan's got some gold in his
Um,
pocket.
I could use some more healers kits.
Speaking of which, I intend to repay Strahd the 250 gold pieces we'd originally negotiated upon for these horses.
How do you plan on going about that without getting arrested by the gods?
Sending a messenger.
Okay,
You could wear your disguise hat and be the
that
next.
doesn't solve the problem.
Well then, Xavier, would you like to return what you stole from the man?
No.
Let's not get crazy here.
I mean, if you really feel bad about it, give him the horses back.
But I like the horse.
If we
though.
have
I've
no use for
become
the
attached.
horses, we can return them.
Well, you can return the other two, but I'm keeping this one.
Or would you like to contribute to the funds?
I can contribute some. If it means I get to keep this one.
Gotta pay to ride, Octavia. You gotta pay to ride.
We become friends, Numa. I gave it a name.
You know, there's an old wise monk saying, never looked a gift horse in the mouth.
I'm not looking him in the mouth, I'm talking to him in his ear.
Your monk scriptures are foreign, and I do not recognize them.
Okay.
So are we going to the tavern
Aravan,
after I
you
buy
do
the
with your
sword?
gold as you see fit. I just don't think it wise to go and even
On
send
top
a
of the
messenger back.
cultists, these guilds, we do not want the entirety of the city of Baldur's Gate chasing us as we are tailing these cultists.
Right. And going and paying the guy for horses you stole.
He
Horses
bought
were
them.
paid for.
Hey guys, random
He-
question. Does anybody want a longbow?
That was very random.
What?
I have an extra longbow. I
He's-
don't
he's-
need it anymore.
He's doing the shopping thing in his head.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm looking through my sheet. I've got 2 bows. I don't need 2 bows. What do I need 2 bows for? I can't shoot 2 bows at the same time.
You can dual
Maybe
wield.
you can.
Pull it back with your teeth.
That's,
Yeah, that'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
Well, why don't you go sell it?
I guess I could.
I mean,
Is it worth a lot?
at least 25.
Oh shit! Wow. Okay.
And
See y'all.
That's if you barter. I mean, if you barter, you can probably get more.
Okay, I don't want to give you guys my bow.
Okay, so going in order here. Numa, you and I believe Caden were heading back towards the tavern.
We're going to the
Go talk
tavern
to-
to find. Yes, exactly.
And you find Samardag just finishing up his breakfast. And he sees you and says, "Oh, it was Numa, right?
That's right, Samardag.
Excellent,
Very
excellent. How are you this morning? It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
good. Yes, sir. Very beautiful.
Wonderful. What can
How
I
was
do
your
for you today?
breakfast?
Oh, it was delicious. It's just
Just
love being in Baldur's Gate.
Well, when do you think we will depart north with the caravan?
Oh, well, I've been asking around. Probably in the next day or two, maybe 3. I think we've just about got enough to make the trip.
And how will I know when you're ready to go?
Oh, well, I would come, but I guess I don't know where you're staying, do I? But I would assume you would show up at the caravan yard and would be there, you know. But I
Is there
guess
an announcement? Is there like a horn or something the city calls all the caravans together?
no, nothing like that. I tell you what, you keep checking in here every morning, and I will tell you if we're getting ready to leave on the morrow.
Sounds good. Thank you, Samardag.
So, is there anything else you wanted?
Yes, about my rate. Is that a daily or weekly rate?
Well, I mean, I guess I could calculate it daily. That would be yeah, it would be
So-
five silver a day plus expenses.
But if we if we make it to our location in the middle of a week, will you then use a daily rate, or will you just pay me a week worth of wages? Sorry, I did not mean to upset you.
Stop asking so many questions.
Samardag.
Well,
Don't bark.
To a
You don't have to
vicious
bark
dog.
at me.
Quite honestly, it would depend on your performance.
Ah,
If you had performed well, I would probably pay you for the full 10 day. If you performed poorly, you would probably only get the completed 10 days.
then I am confident that you will pay me for the complete weeks. So I will continue to come in every morning and check with you.
Excellent. And oh, let me show you the. I guess as long as you're here, you might as well come with me. I was about to go look at my cots, and maybe even since you look like a strapping young
Yeah.
lad, you can help load my cart for me.
Of course I can.
Good. Come with me. And he starts leading you off out towards the outer skirts of the of Blackgate.
Okay.
Caden, were you also looking for your employer, or were you?
Yes,
Oh,
looking for
okay.
Green and so, isn't it?
Yep. And you don't see her in the common area anywhere. So she does not seem to be about at the moment.
All right, I'll ask the barkeep when she's normally here if she has regular hours, that kind of thing.
She usually seems to arrive, a few hours after sunrise. So perhaps in the next hour or so, she should be down.
All right, so Caden will buy a mug of ale and settle in to wait.
So, Numa, as you are being led towards the outskirts of Blackgate, you get to a place where there is an empty cart, and there are several large crates stacked next to it, and your buddy Samardag says, excellent. They were delivered this morning, just like promised. I do so. Excellent. And he goes over and he says, now, come. If you'll help me place these in the back of the cart, be very, very careful. fragile things. And you can see that, like, the boxes, they're wooden boxes, and they seem, where there are kind of like cracks in the wood, looks like they've been stuffed with straw. And as you go and help him lift up the first box, you hear like little tinkling. Tink, 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 tink. It's like rattling.
I get it, you daddy.
Yeah.
And I need you to make me a dexterity check.
With disadvantage because he was scared, right?
Yes, with disadvantage for scared.
Is this a open or tower?
Open.
Nice.
So, no, not well. You roll a 14. I'll ignore the fact that you try to make it a save.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's really scared.
Let me do that again. There.
Okay, fair enough. So, you pick it up, and it seems like Samerdag is actually slightly more unstable than you are, but you managed to get the crate loaded, and he starts telling you just all about how he's got such grand plans for selling this fine china, and that he tracked this stuff down. He had to arrange for a merchant to ship it from Kalimport all the way up here so that he could transport it on to Neverwinter, and where he's going to try to plan to open up a shop. But he needs to make a few trips and prove that the market's worthwhile before he really settles in and pays someone else to transport the stuff for him. And you make me a perception check.
Did I use the right thing?
You did. So you have two simultaneous thoughts. One is that you're not sure exactly what China is. He keeps talking about how fragile it is. And two, that every road you've traveled so far has been fairly rough. You really hope that these boxes are very well stuffed, because you're worried about the livelihood of this man's
Yes, I am.
endeavor.
I agree. I have the greatest respect for you, Samerdag, as an entrepreneur, but if you're counting on this China to make a living for yourself in Neverwinter, these will never make it.
Oh, no, the roads aren't that bad this time of year.
Sir, please let's find something else to pack this China in. Dead bodies, I mean, carcasses, something, anything. It's not going to make it.
That is just a crude and useless
Very crude. I
form of.
apologize.
Wrap them in fur at least.
But we could find something softer than this straw, and these boxes are just. Do you know anyone in the town, a carpenter or let's find someone else who sells China. Maybe you can tell what they ship their China in.
No, I know what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Seriously, just don't drop it when you're trying to load the cart. I mean, it's not that complicated. Anyway.
Yes, sir. The pay is the same whether they're whole or in pieces, right?
Well, no, they have to be whole when they get there, obviously.
Well, am I guarding the China or am I just guarding you?
Well, both.
Well, then I'm not doing a very good job of guarding the China, because the China is going to break. The China is going to break.
Make me a persuasion check.
I know.
He did say it 3 times.
The China,
He did.
the China.
Oh, yeah, not good.
Yeah, no. He's not buying it. He knows he paid people really well to pack this stuff so it would not break. He doesn't need some random guard telling him how to conduct his business. So, as you finish loading up the cart, you do happen to glance over, and you can sort of kind of tell this looks like the staging area for the caravan.
Yes, that's what I wanted to look at. Let's look at who's staging around here.
You know, you're starting to see there are probably a dozen separate little clumps of wagons, and as you look, you can kind of tell what most of them are carrying. You see one that looks for all the world like it's carrying just large barrels of something. Not sure exactly what it is, but they're transporting some sort of, food or wine or something along those lines. You see a wagon that's loaded up with a kind of wood you don't think you've ever seen before. It's not just like oak or maple, or it's some sort of deep, dark black wood. You see another that is full of silks and various cloth. You see one or two or three that actually seem to be just kind of full of an assortment of furniture and goods, like someone's housewares have been stuffed onto the back of a wagon. And you kind of make the supposition that those are probably families moving from Baldur's Gate or some other place further to the north. And you see you think there are you count at least two wagons that are kind of nondescript, just have wooden crates on the back from what you can tell, but they also have like some sort of cloth, you would call it a tarp if you'd ever seen one, like tied over the back of the wagon. And
okay, so I want to go over to the Blackwood and ask, is there people around these wagons, I'm assuming?
There seem to be people kind of standing guard over the wagons.
Yeah, so I'm going to wander to the one that's carrying the lumber and ask whoever nearby. So what is this wood? What is this material?
I don't know. Some moon elf has hired me to guard their wagons they make for Waterdeep.
A moon nymph?
Moon elf. Elf
moon
man.
elf.
You not here.
Well, I'm having some technological issues with my earbuds or something. So you've been hired to guard this caravan?
Aye.
So what? Do you mind if I ask you what rate you got per week?
That's none of your damn business.
Okay. Just asking. This is my first rodeo. I mean, my first caravan guarding, and I didn't know what would be a fair rate.
Sounds like you're being overpaid, whatever it is.
That's probably fair. So is the moon elf? Is he around here anywhere?
She's staying at one of the inns.
Is she green
Green?
or blue?
Okay, don't take any offense to this, friend, but you seem like you're a half elf. It's just
Yes.
kind of the look you have about you. Are you green or
You're very
blue?
perceptive.
Why would you think that an elf would be green?
Just moon. I don't know. Well, I mean, I've never seen wood that was black.
Okay, well, fair point. I hadn't either, but I mean, seriously, green?
So when does your moon elf friend think that we're going to leave out?
She says she plans to leave with the next caravan.
Well, I hope to have a fascinating conversation with you on our trip north. Then.
I'll think about it.
So I want to move over to the silks, and I'm not being secretive. I want everyone to sort of know I'm looking around, so that they're not suspicious when I go look at the tarp guy. So I'm not like sneaking around. I'm being naively curious on purpose.
And as you walk over this time, you see a man, a human, standing there, and he kind of looks at you and says, "What's your business?"
Are these local silks?
Local silks from Baldur's Gate? No. Silks come from Kalimshan, as everyone knows.
Hmm. Well, I've learned something today. Do you have? Are they for sale?
Well, it depends how much you're willing to buy them for.
Well, no. I would like a nice purple to go with my robe here. Maybe just a little garnish. You have like a purple or royal purple, whatever. Is that a name that you use in this world?
Daddy, Mommy wants.
It's like,
Numa, your voice changed.
I'm not allowed. As much as I wish, I'm not allowed to trade in the royal purple. I do have some beautiful silks, though. I mean, we have shades of blue and green, and there's a deep red that's almost purple. It could be good for you.
I do like that. Have you ever shipped China?
Would you like the entire bolt?
How much is a bolt? How much would you want for it?
Well, for you, friend, 100 gold.
Oh, that's no wonder you call it a bolt.
That's a lot of 10 days.
Sorry, that's a little. Yeah. Sorry, my friend. I'm wasting your time. I apparently am not of the means to be in the business of silk.
Are you a trader? Are you a businessman?
No, I'm a lowly caravan guard. Have you ever shipped China?
No, I
It's
trade
never
in
let this
silks.
Have you ever considered shipping your silks with China on top of it?
No. Okay, I'm just wasting my time. You are wasting my time. Please,
Sorry.
move on.
So I'm gonna move over to the tarp. I'm gonna move over to the tarp, and I'm just going to naively just go right over to the tarp and lift it up.
Okay, well, as you make your way over to the cart with the tarp on it, you see two rather unfriendly-looking gents standing guard, and as they see you making your way over, they kind of step up in front of the cart and kind of stand there, obviously indicating that you're not welcome here.
Hello, friends.
They make no response.
Are you guarding these carts?
Obviously.
Is it China?
What business have you?
Well, the guy who's hired me is trying to ship some China, and there's no way it's going to make it to the north. No way. So I was just going to see how you were packing your stuff to see if I could show Mr. Sammerdag. He's a wonderful fellow. He's trying to make a living selling China in Neverwinter. And the way these things are packed, they're going to break everywhere. And this looks like a well-packed cart. And I was just trying to convince him how best to transport his China. Is there any way I could just look and see how you packed your items? I don't care what's in there.
Go away.
What kind of weapons do they have?
They're carrying long swords.
Okay, so it's not the scimitars I may have seen at the camp.
No, they do not seem to be
tortured.
carrying. They do not seem to be carrying scimitars.
Yeah. All right.
But
So,
I say, if you are trying to determine if they, in some way or shape, form, or maybe cultists,
that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
then you can either make like an insight, you can do perception, investigation.
So, do they have any tattoos on their forearms? Like, didn't one of y'all try to get a tattoo? Didn't y'all have to get a tattoo on your forearm when you were in the
No,
dragon?
they just cut themselves.
Oh, they cut themselves. Is that right? So I'm gonna look for insight. Insight check. Is that what you said, Ben?
Insight would be trying to kind of read his emotions, or what he's his body language.
Well, I think his
Investigation.
body language is pretty obvious.
Investigation would be to try
Oh,
to
yeah.
notice small details about them.
Let me do that. I'm not going to be very good at this.
Hey.
That's not bad for
Hey.
Numa.
Okay.
Heyo.
And make me. Let's see. Let me look at one of your skills.
So
Skills.
I got some minor shopping to do on the side. I'm not going to barter anything. So.
Okay. Make me a deception check.
Oh my gosh. I'm the worst deceiver of the
No,
group.
you're really good. See?
Hey, look at
You're really
Numa's
good.
on fire. This monkey
So,
is on
you're a
fire.
natural.
Yeah, I'm a natural.
I'm playing stupid.
As you as you
Like
begin to
Mr.
kind of
Bean.
like look this guy over, noticing what sort of sword he's carrying and that sort of stuff. You notice something, like something's tickling the back of your mind, and all of a sudden it hits you. But you manage to keep your face completely blank and just carry on the conversation you're already having.
A blank face is pretty easy for Numa.
You've seen this guy before.
Aha!
You know you've seen this guy before. And you're 99% sure that where you saw this guy was in the cultist encampment standing guard.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So Numa's going to think. Thank you, gentlemen. I have some news to tell Mr. Sanderdag, and I want to casually go to the. Is there another caravan like next door to them that I can look at casually?
There are more carts around.
Okay, so I don't want. If it's all right with you, I just won't role play this area, but I will go down the line asking them how to pack China so these guys don't get suspicious.
Okay.
And then sneak off, I guess, back to our tent to report
Guys, I'm
To
not
my-
believe what I saw.
to people who actually know how to track dragon cultists.
Oh, we're doing just a bang up job.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now,
we've been
man.
doing it.
Yeah,
right. I'm pretty sure you're the ones to actually come back with information.
Caden,
So, guys, I was down at the. I
wait,
found the cultists.
before you get back, Caden.
Yeah.
Because IMSA comes downstairs, and she sees you lounging there with a mug of ale, and walks up to you and says, "Oh, I see you're already on duty. That's very proactive of you. I appreciate that."
Of course. I just wanted to confirm when your caravan would be departing to make sure I was ready.
I intend to leave with the next caravan. From the look of things, I've been making a couple of trips a day up to the staging area, and I would say that it'll probably be within a day or two.
Good to know. I look forward to our departure. And Caden will stand up and start to make his way out.
And just so we're clear, since we haven't actually left yet, I'm not paying you for today.
Of course.
Okay, just didn't want you getting the wrong impression.
All right. And Caden will continue leaving. And just head back to the tent.
Chesko, you were heading off to do some bartering / selling.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. So, is it okay if I just? How do you want to handle selling without like a lot of?
If you're happy with half of the list price,
Mhm.
you can just sell it.
Okay, I will do that then.
So if you want to try
Final
to get,
Fantasy terms.
yeah, if you want to try to get more out of it, or if it's an unusual item,
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
that would be more of a challenge.
No, this is a pretty run-of-the-mill longbow, so I'm just gonna take the half list price.
Unless you guys want to do it where, in lieu of role playing some sort of encounter, you could just there's not a barter skill, but you could do like a performance or persuasion or something against a DC to see if you get any sort of bonus.
Deception seems more appropriate, but depends.
That's how bad the weapon actually is.
It's like if you're actually, if you own and want to sell a longbow, then there's not really any deception. Just say, I think it's worth this.
This longbow was used by the Dwarven King of Neverwinter himself.
Yeah. Gygax the Great himself, he wielded this longbow in battle.
This is the very longbow that Lee Chesko used to slay a giant troll.
Jesco said.
Was there anybody else who was wanting to do anything?
Same here. I was just going to do some minor purchases.
Yeah, so any standard goods you can pick up for the list price. Any magical items and or healing spells. Any magic related thing is going to be either more challenging to get or require some form of bartering.
Let's see. No, nothing magical for me.
Okay. Anybody else?
I got a couple of knickknacks. I can sell just to get them out of the bag of holding.
Like, for example, should a certain wizard decide he wants to go try to track down spell scrolls? That is certainly a possibility in a city like Baldur's Gate. But it's not going to be just pick anything you want off the list.
I would like to look around, see if there's any health potions.
Okay. Make me an investigation check.
Because I get distracted easily. Oh, God.
So as you're going around, you find a few places that have things like healers kits, stuff like that, but you're not able in a short period of time to track down a shop that would actually sell healing potions.
Okay, what about healer's kits?
Yeah, healer's kits you can absolutely buy.
Okay.
It's basically just bandages and herbs. That's easy to come by.
How many can I buy?
As many as you can afford.
How much do they cost?
I got
5 gold each.
Doesn't one healer's kit come with 10 though?
10 uses, yeah.
10 uses.
Okay. I could buy a whole bunch of kits.
Oh, I guess I could. 2 of these things I could just ask Chesko for.
What?
Are you using your quiver anymore?
Oh, no.
Do you mind if I
No, I don't believe I am. Borrow? I mean, you're gonna give it back?
In case you find
You're
a
not
bow
just
that
taking
needs
this
arrows.
to sell it?
Oh yeah, sure. Even has 7 arrows still left in it. You can have it.
Sweet. Well, thank you.
Anything else while you're in one of the largest cities outside of the world?
I don't
I
have
was
enough gold to get
looking-
anything of value, so.
Okay, I want to try something. So I was looking through my inventory and I remembered that I still have some of that black dragon eggshell.
Mhm.
And I would like to try and kind of put it on display, talk about it for a minute, see if anyone. I would like to see who's curious about it, who's interested in such a item. And I'm gonna buy 5 healer's kits.
Okay. So you can go ahead and buy the 5 healers kits.
10 uses each one, right?
Do I need to worry about selling the gems and precious gems, or are they just treated as currency almost?
I will say that any gems are essentially currency. You can more or less exchange them at face value.
Okay.
Unless it's something, again, special, potentially magical, any of that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh, I'm gonna buy some armor too since I've got gold.
I'm gonna try to buy 3 more healer's kits because I'd like my numbers to be more even.
You want those 100 charges.
Ever the
Almost.
quartermaster.
Almost.
Is there a way to get items enchanted?
Sure. It takes time and money, but sure.
How much time?
Sometimes it just
Depends on the level of the effect you're trying to go for.
So I have Draxus's old belt buckle still.
Oh, Draxus. Oh.
I know. And
Yes.
I want to wear it, and I want it to like shine a beacon of light straight forward, like kind of like a flashlight.
Okay.
I want it to glow.
So you basically want
Light spell.
kind of an at-will light spell,
Kind of, yeah.
or a permanent light spell.
Well, I want to be able to turn it off.
It's got a flapper. You put a flapper.
Yeah,
on it?
yeah. It needs some sort of flapping apparatus. I can do that myself.
Okay, so you want to enchant a belt buckle with a, either a light spell or either want a light spell and you'll take care of dimming it when you need to, or you want a
toggle,
on-off
like, yeah,
light spell.
yeah, like maybe with an invocation word or something.
Okay.
He just wants the girls to stare at his crotch.
Mm-hmm. Watch this.
You turn me
Well.
on. Bling.
Let's see, the comparable cost or I'm going to say that you effectively are asking for a common sort of magical item, something that just has a light invoke. It's not that particularly special. Since you've already got the material or the item you want,
Oops.
I'm going to say it will cost you 50 gold pieces in materials and probably 2 days for a wizard to do that for you.
Do we have 2 days?
If you want to have this manufactured, I will say you can get the rush job done.
This is an extra fee.
No, it'll be the same 50 gold.
Okay, expedited service. Okay, fair enough. Then yes, I will do that.
Okay. You leave the belt buckle with a wizard that you found through. Celebon gave you the name of a guy he knows who knows a guy, sort of thing.
Gotcha. I have subtracted 50 gold from my character sheet.
And so before you leave, you will have retrieved a belt buckle that when you say a command word, and the command word is Draxus,
Yes.
the light shines.
Excellent.
I'll cry every time.
I have no idea what you're saying.
What is that, Dwarven?
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and sell my black dragon eggshells that I was able to
Right.
recover.
So when you said that you were going to display it, did you just mean you're gonna sit outside Akin's tent and kind of go, "Oh, look what I've got," or are you
No,
actually taking it around to shops?
I'm gonna take it around to shops and just kind of see what they would want to pay for it.
Could I go with her? Because I still have this guard drake head. That we took the entire head with the intent to sell the horn.
And so she doesn't get lost in a dark alley.
That too. Because she's looking for a place to sell dragon egg bits. I'm looking for a place to sell dragon head horn.
Okay.
We're looking for the same kind of area.
Looking
Maybe
for
we'll
the
stir
same
up some
shady shop.
cultists.
One of you make me an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. I have a -1 to investigation.
Okay,
I'm gonna
I'll
let
roll
you
it.
do it.
Okay.
My tummy keeps growling and I don't like it.
In the open?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
So, it takes, as everybody's kind of split up and has gone to do their own thing, and it's early in the morning, it takes you guys a few hours. But eventually, you kind of end up along a street that seems to have a high concentration of alchemical and wizarding sort of shops.
I think this looks like the right kind of place, Draxus. What do you, Draxus? Oh, it's stuck in my heart. It's stuck there. Erevan, what do you say?
She's hallucinating.
For your fallen party, comrade.
I ate too much ham, guys. It's getting to my head. Erevan. Sorry, I was.
This looks like precisely the place we need to be for these items.
Well then, what about over there? I'm gonna point to like an empty area. So I guess we're just gonna kind of like have a little stand, or we're gonna go like door to door.
I
Stand to
recommend
stand.
door to door. Might need a permit of some sorts to set up shop.
Well, I guess I don't mind walking
Did you
around.
bring a market stall with you?
No, but I mean, I could just stand there and hold stuff and be like, dragon eggs. Who wants a dragon egg? No, what do you do?
Let's try this one. And everyone's just going to push open the closest door of the shop.
All right. And as you push open the door and walk inside, you are assaulted by like just a cacophony of sounds and scents that you are definitely not familiar with.
Yeah, wow, this is a store to pick. Oh,
It's basically Bath and Body Works, only replace all of the flowery stuff with like spices and newts and bat's ears and
must
You
be
know.
some sort of witch's kitchen.
a little old lady from behind the counter says, "Now, Missy, I take offense at that."
No offense, I think it's a beautiful spell. It's just memories, old memories. I used to know a little lady, just like you, I suppose. She taught me just about everything I knew.
You call that little old lady a witch? What kind of
She was.
ungrateful little person are you?
She was a witch.
We prefer the term wizardess, not
Oh.
witch.
Because she didn't.
Well,
Pardon my comrade's rude tone of voice.
I apologize. I can't control what comes out sometimes.
We do believe we have a couple of interesting items that one of your such reputation might be keenly interested in acquiring.
and what would that be?
Everyone's going to pull out the guard drake head from the bag of holding.
And the little lady kind of sits back for a second because it has started to putrefy a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit stinky.
And she just
Named it
kind of, well, it's not the freshest I've ever seen. And I'm not entirely sure I know the species. What do you say this is?
It is a Caravan tells the lady.
One of the blue god drakes.
You say it's a drake?
Indeed.
A god drake? Don't know that I've ever heard of a guard drake.
He is very pristine. If you would just notice this lining, I know it's a little bit rotted away, but the way it just curves around his mouth, you can tell the difference, the distinct difference between this and any other drake.
Make me a performance check. Or actually, a deception check.
Oh no! Why don't I have to use his character sheet? It's I'm gonna change the color of my dice. Clearly they hate me tonight.
Do you mean that lining there that looks like the rotted flesh of the lip?
Yes, that lining exactly.
That's what we call in alchemical circles a rotted lip.
Oh no. This clearly is different than others.
My lady, while the flesh has indeed begun to wither away, the bone inside is still intact, I assure you.
But if you don't want it, I've noticed there's several other shops down the road that we can look at.
I don't think you'll find another shop that can offer you what I can offer you.
Additionally,
Is the brain still intact?
to be quite honest, I haven't checked.
And you've handled this thing because you had to, and you kind of stuck to grabbing it by the horn and setting it down. She reaches over and grabs and opens up the mouth and is starting to kind of look back up into it. She kind of turns it around and checks where you hacked off the head. I see any immediate damage to the skull. That's a good sign. Yes, I can tell the horn's intact. I get it. She kind of looks at the teeth. What do you want for it?
Well, this as well as, and he kind of gestures up towards Octavia.
Oh yes. I was able to salvage these. And I'm gonna pull out the black dragon egg fragments that I had. Didn't I put it all together again? Didn't I have a full egg again after I burnt it? Didn't I mend it back together?
All you ever had was a hole in it.
Yeah.
You didn't bust it open, you just burned it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's still a whole black dragon egg, right?
Basically, the top is kind of burst open a little bit, and
yeah, but that's cool.
And it is a little singed.
A little singed, but we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna show her that. Oh yes, I forgot. I'm carrying this around for a while. I'm just ready to be rid of it. Do you know anyone, maybe locally, just passing through, who might be interested in such a thing?
And she visibly recoils at the sight of this.
Yeah. It's not that bad. There's a hole in the top, but it's not that bad.
Where did you get that? I know what that is. I look at you. There's no way the two of you have slain a dragon. Where did you get it?
I found it on the side of a road.
You found it on the side of a road? You
Yes,
expect me to believe that? You
What?
take me for some idiot?
Well, would you rather believe that we took down an entire...
We were traveling with a larger group of others. We are currently just attempting to empty our pockets before making our way north.
What he said.
We thought perhaps you'd be interested in such fine, rare wares.
And she looks at you, Aravan. And she stares very intently at you. And says, "Tell me, is there going to be a large black dragon coming to look for this?"
Certainly not.
And make me I guess either a deception check or a persuasion check, depending on whether you feel like you're telling the truth or not.
All right. Having encountered no even glimpse of a large black dragon, Aravan believes himself to be speaking the truth.
Oh dear, but
But
doesn't
it's not
really believe
as
it.
persuasive.
Hmm.
Hmm.
At least you believe what you're saying. And you, liar, what say you? Do you expect a large black dragon to come looking for this?
Real quick, can I do like a history check to know if Octavia would know if the big black dragon would become looking for this? Because I don't feel like a dragon actually laid this. I feel like it was like created. So that's Amanda though. So what the hell, dice? What the hell?
You're also rolling
As-
history before you got a yes or a no.
He said yes, and then I continued on.
Okay.
As far as you know, the only way to get dragon eggs is to have them laid by a dragon.
Okay.
So, are you gonna try to lie again?
Yeah. How would the likes of us get this from a dragon? That would just be ridiculous. Fuck.
That's what you're telling me. The complete
Okay.
Things are
opposite
getting
of what
really
I'm
out of
telling
hand.
Well, you didn't think a black dragon was going to come for it, and I don't think a black dragon's going to come for it. Mine was a deception instead of persuasion, but you know.
Well, okay. In
That's
your
my bad.
case, since what you're saying you believe to be the truth, you would have to roll persuasion.
Yeah, that was my bad. I realized that after I rolled it, and I was like, yeah, they're the
Roll.
same modifier,
Better.
so
I
whatever.
think what she
Oh my god.
Of course. My dice hate me. Can I just roll physical dice from here on out?
If you want to turn your camera on, sure.
Where can it go?
And she's staring at you and goes, "Yes, exactly as I thought. There's no way you could have gotten this from a dragon. I guess you
Well-
must have come upon it abandoned after it hatched or was burned by some other dragon in a fight. Fair enough. It is what it is. So, for these items, what do you wish? What do you ask?"
I was curious on who might want them. I mean, if you know
You brought them
people
to my
around,
shop. I assume you wanted to sell them.
My lady would be happy to exchange them for a number of healing potions if you're able to provide them.
I do have some. What do you want? Name your price.
Or potions of healing. More if you're so inclined.
just a head and an egg. I mean,
Start high. Start high.
4 potions of healing.
that's a little bit of a lowball offer. I mean, maybe 4 for the head, but then I believe this egg would probably at least get 3 more. How often do you come across a Drake godhead and a black dragon egg? This is not a very everyday circumstance.
You two can make me an insight check.
Jesus
All right.
Christ, I'm so bad at this. Oh, I should be good at this one.
We need better barters.
Did that not roll?
I dropped it in the chat window.
Did. Probably best.
Hey,
Ugh,
All right,
better. Oh my god.
understand. I don't know what this is.
Octavia.
Yes.
You don't really know what a black dragon egg, a black dragon
Dragon
egg would be worth, nor do you really know what a drake head with potentially a brain in it is worth.
Really good at BSing sometimes.
But you're pretty sure that you're not wrong when you say this isn't an opportunity that comes along very often. And that you feel pretty confident that this woman really wants at least the egg. You know, yeah, she's interested in the Drake's head, but the egg she's extremely interested in.
I mean, on top of the 6 healing potions, I might even consider putting some gold on top of it. This is quite an extraordinary find. And if we can't get it here, I know we'll be able to get it somewhere else.
Well, you don't need to be in such a rush to leave.
Oh, I'm in no hurry. I mean, I can hold on to this as long as I feel like. We're not desperate for anything right now.
I
It is
understand
just
you're not
when the
desperate, but
opportunity arises.
you do seem to be, how should I say, the adventurous type. Something tells me you don't wish to be stuck in Baldur's Gate for weeks looking for a suitable buyer.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is I'm not looking for exactly a suitable buyer. I'm perfectly content with holding onto this egg as long as necessary.
You must think that egg has an indefinite shelf life. How little you know of the alchemical needs. I'll tell you what. Four regular healing potions. 1 greater healing potion. And 100 gold pieces.
How about we make it 4 regular healing potions, 2 greater healing potions, and 150 gold pieces, and we have a deal.
Four lesser, 2 greater, and no gold.
4 lesser, 2 greater, and 75 gold.
Make me a persuasion check.
Oh!
Yes! I don't know
The
if this
healing
is a good
potions
deal.
and 50 gold. Final offer.
Can I do an insight check to know how much this egg is worth? I have
No,
idea.
that you can't.
Can you tell
have
me
trained in
afterwards?
appraisals.
Because
Well-
I have no idea.
I will tell you that I'm pretty sure it's not listed in Dungeon Master's guide.
What an egg is worth.
Yeah, what a dragon egg is worth.
Okay.
I'm sure it's under one of those priceless items.
Okay. I'm going
Well,
to say
An unhatched dragon egg would probably be priceless.
4 greater. Oh, no. 4 regular, 2 greater, and 60 gold.
You're greedy.
I said final offer.
That is my final offer.
Then I guess we do not have a deal.
You're going to let 10 gold walk away with this beautiful dragon egg. That's up to you.
I believe it is you, my friend, who are walking away over a mere 10 gold.
Well, like I said, I have no problem holding on to this egg for a little longer.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to start to put it away.
And you can see that she's not happy about it, but she made her final offer.
But what was your offer for this drake head over here?
The offer is for all or nothing.
I'm going to look to Erevan. Well, Erevan, I don't want to ruin your deal as well. I will leave this in your hands. If you believe it's a decent enough deal, I will give up this prized possession.
Well, Lady Octavia, I do believe we'll be on the road for some time. It'd be a terrible shame to see both of these objects deteriorate beyond their optimum value. So perhaps it might be best to forego that additional 10 gold. Consider
Well-
your first down payment upon silver.
I suppose when you put it that way, Aravan, I will start to take the egg back out of this.
And
Four
she
regular healing potions, 2 greater healing potions, and 50 gold. And I will stick my hand out while holding the egg with one hand.
and
Okay.
she turns around and goes behind her counter. There's a shelf full of bottles of all kinds of things. And she starts to grab various little bottles from here and there. And she goes into the back room, and you hear a pouring of various liquids and a small chanting. And when she comes back out, you see that she has a small box with 4 smallish vials of a blood red color, or of a liquid with a liquid of blood red color in them, and 2 vials roughly the same size, but of a much deeper, more somehow vibrant shade of red. And she puts the box down on the counter, and then disappears into the back again, comes back with a small leather pouch, sets it on top of the box, and says, "There is your price. I will take my goods now." And
And
she
I will
reaches out.
I will set the egg down on the counter or in her hand, whichever is easier.
Yeah, she reaches out her hands and takes the egg. And basically doesn't even give a second look to the drake head as she hurries into the back with the egg. And
I will
as she,
take the pouch and the potions immediately.
A well-struck deal, Octavia. Now, what do you say we split it right down the middle?
I believe that sounds very fair. I mean, we both went in on this. I don't think I could have done it without the dragon head. I think she was more interested in that than my egg.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Damn you, Octavia, and your small intelligence. And your terrible dice rolling skills. God, I'm so curious what she's doing with the egg now, though. Erase that from my inventory.
well, as you two are talking, she comes back out and
I actually choose.
grabs the dragon head.
Ha!
Yeah, Amanda.
By the way, woman, I don't know if you'd be interested, but it turns out I have another black dragon egg.
Worst negotiator ever. You thought that was great. Here's another one.
There's another one. It doesn't end here. But wait, there's more.
And she just, as she's coming back out, you see like she's reaching up and grabbing the drake's head, and she just looks at you and says, "Just, our business is concluded. Please leave." Clearly not believing you.
I showed her. I really do have 2 black dragon eggshells in my inventory because there was 3 of them. Erebin kept 1, and we burnt 2 of them.
I know that, but for the purposes of what's just happened,
She's cleaned up.
she's
Yeah.
not really paying attention to you, and she's just like, yeah, whatever.
Okay,
And
well,
getting her
we'll
stuff
go
and-
somewhere else,
2
Erebin.
dragon eggs. Oh.
I didn't realize I had 2 of them. So I went to erase them, and I was like, wait, this says 2. Now I have 1.
Afraid I have no more heads to offer. Your future deals might not be nearly as lucrative.
I fear that. I'm very fearful of that. But at least for now, I have 25 more gold, which paid for all of my healer's kits, basically. And I can buy more healers kits now. To mine
You
and
have an
healers
addiction, Octavia.
It's the herbs.
So, are you moving on down the street to sell your second dragon egg?
Yes, because I don't need it.
Okay. I guess
Aravan's gonna make his way. Aravan's gonna wait outside this shop.
I can do this, guys.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask the rest of the group. Do you want to roleplay this, or do you just want to skip that?
Just give me some money for it. I'll be totally happy. I don't know how much they're worth. I would love some more healing potions, but that's cool.
I don't know. The
afraid-
negotiations are pretty epic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm afraid if she role plays it, she may be selling herself into bondage by the end of the negotiation.
Hey, I rolled a 19 perception and she didn't up her bid. It's bullcrap. It's perfect.
Just to behind the screen for a second, the 19 persuasion was to convince her to pay any sort of gold on top of what she was already offering.
That's awesome.
So-
I did good then, guys. I did good. On top of my 9, 3, and 6. Or that was right, 6. On top of my 9 and 3 and 5. I did good.
So as you move down the street again, it seems like this is kind of I don't know, almost the street of magic, if you will. It seems like a lot of the shops have the same sort of feel and look about them, all seeming to deal in some form of magical art.
Okay, so I'm looking for a shop to sell this in, yes, but like my background behind it is I'm trying to maybe find like cultists who are interested. Like I know I can't be like, you look like a cultist, do you want a dragon egg? But like I'm kind of looking for like kind of darker, shadier people who are looking for a dragon egg and try and get like an insight into them as to why are you looking for a black dragon egg if you're not like a magic lady that I just sold the other one to? Like they clearly look like obsessed with dragons instead of like, oh, this is just magical. I want to use it for its properties instead like I'm going to worship this egg.
If Octavia starts wandering towards any sort of dark alleys,
I will stay out of dark alleys.
Aravan would like to pull her in the other direction.
I will
Okay.
stay out of dark alleys. But
So-
I just so you know, Ben, that's kind of what Octavia is looking for, is like kind of maybe an insight into who is curious about a black dragon egg in this town.
And basically, you can either continue visiting the shops along this street and attempt to sell your other dragon egg, or if you want to basically walk around town with it and see who notices you, that's an option.
I will probably just go into another shop and try and sell the dragon egg.
And as you make your way kind of with this in mind, looking around, none of the shops really stand out as like, oh, that one looks particularly shady, I'm going to try over there. These are all seem to be legitimate businesses of one kind or another. They seem to cater to different styles of or different uses of magic.
I'm gonna look for one that maybe has like a dragon claw in the window, or like a dragon tooth or something. Something kind of like it's wizardy, it's witchy, but there's like clearly dragonness about it.
Okay. And as you're making your way through, you do see one shop that the window seems to have more than its fair share of, like, I guess in like for a better term, reagents. You went to an alchemical shop previously that seemed to deal in a lot of things that could be used for alchemical recipes and in the finished products themselves. This one seems to be more like a if a wizard needed a particular component to try to work some sort of magic, this might be a place he would go. It's a unique, an odd assortment of things, but you definitely see what look like very large teeth that came from something bigger than normal.
That
And-
looks promising. I'm gonna go in that door.
Okay.
You big teeth you would go.
And when you walk inside, a elven gentleman is standing behind the counter. He says, "Yes, what may I do for you?"
Oh, why, hello. I was just meandering around the streets, and I just couldn't help but notice your lovely teeth in the window. I was just curious what kind of creature that could have come from.
Oh, those?
Yes,
Well-
yes, those ones right over there.
Those teeth came from the corpse of a white dragon.
White dragon, you say? My
Indeed.
goodness. How on earth did you come across something like that?
Well, as you might imagine, my business is, and just give me one moment. And he kind of gives you a look over, a good look over. It says, you don't seem I don't place you as a follower of any of the schools of magic. You don't have that certain wildness about you that would indicate a sorcerer. You must be some form of, perhaps, cleric? It's holy magics, right? That's your area.
You have quite an eye.
Well, when you've been in business as long as I have, you begin to pick up on these sorts of things.
I
But-
suppose you do.
That was the white dragon Orthax. And Orthax was slain, let us see, 250 years ago.
My goodness, you still have his teeth.
Well,
That is quite
dragons-
impressive.
Dragon's teeth are very useful for certain types of spells, but it takes an advanced wizard to deal in those sorts of magics. There are some who pass through here, but there's also a certain sentimental value. Once upon a time, I was, an adventurer, and I was part of the troop who slayed Orthax. So I hold on to that one in particular as more of a memento than anything.
I can only imagine how terrifying that must have been to fight such a beast such as the White Dragon.
Well, it certainly had its moments. I nearly lost my brother. But luckily, through the skill and the bravery of our companions, we pulled through. We saved this land from decades more of tyranny and domination.
Well, that's good, sir. It's something to be very proud of. However, I didn't happen by your store by any means. I was looking for a specific person who may be interested in dragon goods.
Well, it depends on the type. What do you have?
I will reach into my bag and grab my second black dragon egg. Because I had two.
He says, I know what that appears to be. Bring it here, let me inspect it.
I will bring it forward and put it under its magnifying glass. Or eyes, whichever he is.
Well, he has eyes. But as you bring it forward, he pulls out a magnifying glass. And he begins to look it over and says, clearly it's been burned. Magical fire from the look of it.
Hmm. Vicious stab wound here. I take it you came upon a empty nest and decided to dispatch the beast before it could grow. Wise decision.
Yes, I've heard rumors of these black dragons, and I didn't really want to figure out exactly what came out. I figured we'd better be safe than sorry.
Very much so. The beast within can be extremely dangerous. Even a newly born or newly hatched dragon is a creature to be feared.
Do you know normally how many dragon eggs are produced during a hatching?
I've never made a close study of it, but it's my understanding that typically it would be a single egg, possibly 2.
No more than 3, though, for sure.
Well, again, I haven't made much of a study of that particular branch of biology, but
Well, of
no,
course. I mean,
I don't believe that. I believe most dragon couplings result in a single egg or spawn. As he continues to just kind of turn the thing over and look at it. Says, yes, for what it is, it's in reasonably good condition.
it has some good features to it. I mean, it's not every day you come across a black dragon egg.
Indeed, thank goodness. So, am I to take it you wish to sell?
I plan on being on the road for a while, so I'm just trying to make sure I can get it into good hands before it loses all of its good qualities.
Well, it seems reasonably fresh, though. I mean, as much as the fire was to destroy what was inside, it actually does have some amount of preservative qualities. It probably sterilized what was remaining of the egg. I tell you what, this sort of thing is not so much in my, well, in my specialty. Dragon egg is not a common magical reagent. Much more often, something like this be used in alchemical reagents or concoctions.
Yes, I happen to have another one, believe it or not, that I sold to the lady up the road. However, I seem to have wiped her out of her pocket since she wasn't able to buy the second one from me.
You say. Well, I guess if you're still looking to sell this one, well, what do you seek for it? Services, barter, gold?
Well, as you know, being an adventurer, healing potions are always something we're looking for. However, gold will suffice just fine as well.
Well, as I said, I deal more in magical reagents, less so in alchemical concoctions. Just what sort of price were you looking for?
Also, I mean, information is quite pricey, if you know what I'm saying. I've heard of, these black dragon eggs. I hear that maybe there's been word of people coming around trying to praise such terrifying beasts. Have you heard of any sort of gatherings or shenanigans like that in the city?
I certainly can't say I've heard of any gatherings to praise the evil dragons.
I would hope not, but rumors these days,
did hear of. I heard the guard caught a madman raving about Tiamat over by the harbor.
Oh Lord, then it's worse than I feared.
Well, I mean, madmen probably drunk after 5 days ashore.
It
Who
is what
knows?
happens to the best of them. They fight so vigorously on seas, and when they come back, it's just what's happened to this world,
But
Anyways,
let
as
us
we
set
were
that
saying,
aside. Yes.
as we were saying, I believe.
Well, actually, there is one thing you mentioned that You seek information. Perhaps in lieu of gold, I could offer you something to help you gather that information.
What do you speak?
Well, as an adventurer, and as a... you said cleric, yes? Not a druid, not a...
Oh no, you
certainly
are
not a
spot
bard.
on. You are
Yes, okay.
spot on.
As a cleric, I believe there are some scrolls that could be of use to you. Scrolls that I, as a wizard, could supply. Perhaps you would be interested in... You're going to give me a second to make sure that these cross classes the way I think they do.
You take your time to look through your scrolls. I have more than enough time.
But basically, he's going to offer you a way to do some investigation and/or observation from a distance.
Eagle Eye. Or wait, what was that one that Trabender used in the castle? Because that's awesome.
Grabender was using, I believe it was divination.
Yeah, I remember that one. Where like you were able to like have eyes inside the castle.
Unfortunately, divination is not a wizard spell.
That's okay.
But
Is that a one-time use kind of thing?
a scroll certainly would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here we go. Scrying. Is scrying something that... Yes, a cleric can do scrying. So, he's going to say, there is a magic... you may... No, I don't believe you would know how to cast this yourself yet. But I understand that some more advanced clerics have the ability to use their magics to scry, to see that which is far away, or to observe someone, whether they know about it or not. Perhaps something like that would be of value to you.
That does sound quite interesting. For the information we're seeking, I can clearly see how that would be useful.
Okay, Ryan. In the book, where's the cost for normal scrolls? I'm not saying it.
Stand by.
What level scroll is it?
It'll be a level 5 scroll.
Alright. But, same magical prices. Scroll.
50 level 1, 300 level 2, 750 level 3.
Spell scroll level 5 is 640 gold.
Oh,
640.
So
Okay.
Page 200 if you're looking for it.
Okay.
I think it's 200. Yeah, 200.
Yes, I believe we could arrange an exchange. I could provide you with a scroll allowing you to observe those you wish to gather information on. And in exchange, you would leave this egg and 150 gold.
is there any way we can make it 100 gold? Tend to call it even.
115 gold.
110 and help a girl out?
Well,
You do kind of remind me of one of my traveling companions from my adventuring days. Saved my life on more than one occasion. Stabbed me in the back in the end, but we had a
It was
good
well
time.
worth it, wasn't it?
All right, 110 gold. And the dragon egg. In exchange for 1 scroll of scrying.
I believe that is a very fair price, and the scroll will be invaluable.
And you exchange goods.
We exchange goods.
Good bartering.
You now have 1 scroll of scrying.
Nice.
Now, if you just hold on to it for just a little bit, Caden can write it down.
I'm going to use it right now. No.
Oh, dick move.
Can I, now that all of our negotiations are done and we seem to be kind of friends, can I do an insight check to see if, he feels like a cultist?
Sure.
Yeah, you seem kind of bad.
No, he seems like a good guy, but you never know. You never know.
He is wearing the company pin that says, "I am with
He
TMI."
might be covered in purple. Who do I know?
You get the distinct impression off this guy that he reminds you of someone you feel like you should know. It's not in that culty sort of way, more in that you think maybe he's related to some guy named Gilmore you've known. So no, you get a good feeling off this guy.
Now that I'm looking at you, you have this striking resemblance to someone that I used to know, and I just feel like I can really talk to you. I want to thank you for doing business with me. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. I'm glad we could come to a mutually beneficial arrangement.
I'm going to nod it. Honestly, though, slaying that white dragon, I'm just baffled. I'm very glad I walked into your shop. That is quite a terrific story, and I hope that you keep those teeth for many years to come.
Well, as I said, it's been more than 2 centuries, and I still hang on to them.
If you ever feel the need to let go of any of them, just holler, and I'll eventually make my way back here. Maybe one day.
And he
One day
laughs.
eventually, maybe, possibly, if I live.
It's my first time in Baldur's Gate in how many years, but I might come back here one day just for one of those dragon teeth.
He says, "What is your name, silly human?"
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I am Octavia. Sora, if you must know.
Octavia, it's been a pleasure to meet you. My name is
It's all mine.
Gilbert, and you're welcome in my shop anytime.
I knew you sounded like a Gilbert. Goodness. It just, I
Gil-
have these
Gil-
senses about people. Gilbert. I have these senses about people, and you struck me as so.
And you guys part amicably, and if there's anything else you want to do,
I am
Cool.
perfectly content with my. I love it. I'm perfectly content with my extravaganza selling my shells.
okay, so I have to ask, what was the "there we go" it's canon for?
Because you were talking about the slaying of Borgle. And I was like, there we go. Same universe. That's canon now.
Oracle.
The White Dragon.
Glass
That was the
cannon.
name you dropped.
I thought I said Orthax.
I don't know.
Oops.
What did you say? I was like,
White
oh,
dragon.
that's roll. It's canon now.
Yeah, for some reason Orthax stuck in my head, and I was like, is that from something?
That's the black dragon.
I literally just listened to a podcast about a white dragon. Or was it Critical Role? Yeah. Like Ryan was
Maybe.
over and we just happened to be watching that, and I'm like, what are the chances of white dragon teeth in here? I know a little bit about them now.
Yeah, getting her through the Slayer's Take episodes.
Great.
All right. Anyway, so
Anyway,
Caden,
we're good. I got lots of stuff, guys. I'm off.
Caden, Chesko, Numa. Anything else you guys need to do?
Just
Nope.
headed back to the tent.
Hey, Ken, you want to see this
I
really
follow
badass scroll now?
Xavier,
Yes, sir.
anything you need to do?
No. I sent you the list of things that I'm buying. So.
Yeah, I'm trusting you guys to keep track of that stuff.
Oh, you're not
Don't
going to add
cheat
it to my
me.
inventory?
It's your character sheet. You edit.
Oh, God.
You can do this. I
I'm
believe
still
in
trying to
you.
learn how to add things.
You
This
just
is an
enter.
excellent opportunity.
Click and enter, and it'll add a new line for you. And then if you backspace too much, it'll definitely backspace your last line.
Sweet.
Careful.
Okay, then I will do that.
Don't
And
backspace.
yeah, I was gonna say that my one warning is, if I catch you cheating, you all will wind up broke and in prison.
God. I really hope I don't accidentally
Cheating does not make D&D fun, so that's fine.
Guys, I'm just saying I'm really bad at accidentally cheating, so I'm sorry.
I swear, if she
I
didn't
swear
actually
I
have
won't
2
be
dragon
here.
eggs, I'm gonna be pissed.
I really did, though. I really did.
Okay.
Pretty
So-
exciting.
Everybody makes their way back to the accommodations where you've been staying, and with all the shopping and everything, everyone doesn't get back until about 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, I'm exhausted. I hope there's more ham.
And as you walk into the tent, there in fact is not more ham.
Oh.
There are sausages aplenty.
Oh. Oh, well, I guess this will do.
Octavia, I believe that ham was supposed to last us the extent of our stay here.
It may have been, but you guys were all
Where's
gone,
the
and what
ham?
was a girl to do
I
alone?
am.
So, I know we're a little past, well, quite a bit past midway. So we'll take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll come back, and you guys can decide what to do next.
Yay. Gotta get all the weights.
All right, who's back?
I'm back.
Me.
So that means Adam, Chip, Ryan, and Amanda are not.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here.
I think Chip's only partially there.
No, I'm here. I'm just watching some entertainment.
I don't know. Sounds like you're probably participating in some entertainment.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back downstairs, honey. All right. Safely back in the insulated man cave.
Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and assume that everyone has made it back. You're all in the tent again. So what are you guys gonna do?
Well, Numa is going to say, Chesco, you'll never believe what happened to me today.
What?
We are traveling with China.
What's China?
Like these fragile disc things. I think you eat off them. And I sort of recognize the guy from the Dragon Cult camp.
No way.
Yeah, pretty sure. There were big burly guys guarding 2 covered wagons. So I'm pretty sure that the Dragon Cult is traveling with us.
Well, that makes it easy.
Or at least a portion of them.
Well, the portion is all we really need, don't we? Maybe.
I would think that the portions would have eventually combine at some point. So yes, I agree.
As long as they make it to Neverwinter, we can collect our money and then follow them. Are they carrying China too?
No, well, if they are, they didn't offer to tell me how they packed it. So my guess is no. Which, Chesco, I don't think we're going to get paid at the end of this because apparently we only get paid if the China gets there unbroken. So I hope you didn't have any plans for this payment.
Is China fragile?
It's very fragile and it's
Why
packed
don't
very
you wrap it in
badly.
fur? Aren't there fur you can go and buy and wrap it in to ensure it's safe delivery? Furs are very
Well-
soft and comfortable.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to worry about the loss as long as we get the Dragon Cult.
Well, at least I'm getting paid for the walk. Oh dear, that's no good. We should probably stop them. This is going to be very bad for the communities.
So they said they're going to be done. They're going to be ready in about 2 or 3 days to check back with him every morning to check on the progress. Perhaps Octavia, with your wonderful persuasion abilities, you could persuade him to buy some first to put the China in the boxes with his plates.
I would be more than happy to speak with this person we're talking about. Tell him this China, as you say, China, yes.
China.
China. Mm-hmm. It deserves spurs. And at the very least, when he's there, he can display them upon these spurs and make it look much more elegant.
Well, and then you could also look at these guys that are guarding the wagons and verify that you also maybe recognize them. But I'm pretty sure he was a guard I'm very
No.
sure that he was a guard at the Dragon Cult camp.
Would you like
The
me
sun
to
is still up?
investigate it?
And I've been going on quite an adventure today. So how about we continue that and let's go speak with this man about his fur china.
Well, I was thinking more about after sausage in the morning that we would go.
Well, the sausage is here, so we can just pretend it's morning and eat it now and go.
I've been there once today. They might get a little suspicious.
Not if that's your employer.
Hmm.
I mean, you're working for the man, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'd already left him, and he might get suspicious for me coming back.
Well, isn't it, Caden who's working with him as well? Chesko.
Chesco.
Chesko, why don't you go with me? You haven't seen him today.
Sure.
Then no one will suspect you, Numa, and you are safe to eat sausage all day.
My mouth is saying yes.
Well, let us go. We will go speak to this fur Chinaman.
So we're really just looking to persuade him with a second and assumedly third-party opinion.
That, and while we're there, we're also going to look around and see if we recognize any maybe cultists. But, that's our thing.
Fair enough.
Well, if we know
But
that they're
Chesco-
traveling with us, would they recognize you in Chesco?
I don't know.
They wouldn't recognize me.
They would not recognize Xavier,
I will
our
be wearing
resident
my armor.
rogue.
I will be wearing my armor on the caravan, whereas right now I'm not, because I'm fearful of that horseman recognizing.
Numa, if you can point me to the right cart, I can try to investigate it at night.
Yeah.
That sounds like a better plan. Let's go back under the cover of darkness and see
So aren't you worried about your child?
see if our rogue
5
can.
gold.
Yeah,
Was that really all that's paying?
I'm
Yes.
not really that worried.
Oh,
about
I don't even
5
care.
gold a week.
Oh, jeez.
I don't care if by the time we get to Neverwinter, it is a pile of ceramic dust.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But it would be. I think the rogue could, if we could. I think it might be worth investigating what they're trying to carry. Let me give us a clue. Under the cover of darkness, of course, so that we could run away without being recognized as the soon-to-be hired guards. And I'm only pointing the way. I'm not getting involved with the actual thieving, since I'm so stealthy.
We'll make it work, Numa.
But I think that's a plan. We could look to see what they're sporting. But no thieving, rogue. No thieving yet.
What if it's slaves or something?
Well, that would be freeing, not thieving.
I'm thieving people from other people. I understand.
Yeah. All right, so I say we wait till the dark and we can take a look. Maybe there'll be more wagons by then.
Works for me.
Well, apparently I'm not going. I'm just going to stay here. Because I'm not stealthy enough.
I steal
And
a
I can't
sausage
persuade.
before Octavia can get to the wall.
I was eyeballing that one, Xavier.
I grab it with my rapier so I'm out of her reach.
So, you guys are waiting till nightfall, and you're gonna go try to sneak around the caravan yard, huh?
I believe that was the plan that we came up with.
Because apparently approaching them head on just isn't the way to go.
No, that's a terrible idea.
You know, I need to really look up, like, there's got to be
Capital
a
punishment.
good example of the kind of planning you guys do.
It's called Amen planning, in case you're wondering.
See, I was thinking more like it's like the school of Mr. Bean planning.
That sounds pretty appropriate.
Well, that is sort of the vision
With
I have
guest
in my
lectures by
head.
Mr. Magoo.
Yes, yes.
Oh, guess, Mr.
We have a good idea in our head. It just never plays out that way.
Yeah, we have a clear vision of what we want to happen,
But
and
no,
we just gotta pretend it will.
Well, you know,
no
simply
clear
by,
discussion of any consequences.
You know, simply by going
we've
to my
done
day
too much
job.
shit in this town already, right?
That's what Fireball is for.
We don't have fireball yet, but it is very
Oh,
Yeah, trust me, you have to be level 5 before you get that spell.
Well, I mean, we might go there and there might be 20 guys guarding it, and I think that I'd hope at that point we'd have enough wisdom to say, maybe not tonight.
I'm not sure.
I
I
don't know.
I
We've
can't
done
speak
some
for
stupid stuff already.
I can't speak for the rogue, but I can say I would say that
So-
not to.
You guys wait until
So
nightfall.
plan is for them to go at nightfall and investigate what they're carrying.
Who Numa said was a cultist is carrying.
So they're just gonna look at him and leave, right? They're not gonna like talk to him, right? We're just gonna.
I'm not getting anywhere near him.
No,
I'm
gonna
just
go-
pointing.
I'm gonna
I'm
go
just
and peek inside
pointing
the cart.
to the road.
There's gonna be no confrontation at all. No innocents killed.
Hopefully.
No maybe cultists killed. Yes.
Well, the monk will not be responsible for any innocent lives.
Look with our eyes and don't touch. You break it, you buy it. Type motto. Is that what we're going here, boys?
But we're just taking another look. There's
Looking.
no commitment. There's no commitment to
No talking.
anything further. I'm not talking. That's for sure.
Okay. Xavier.
I've
no
done
talking.
I'm not talking
I-
to anybody. I'm seeing what's in the
It's
cart, and then we're going.
You're
from
not
there.
going to see what's in the cart. We can see that later. How about we wait till much later? Not. I don't
What do you
think that's
think
necessary.
we're doing then?
I thought we were going to go look at the guy to see if he was a cultist.
Numa said he was a cultist. I want to see what's in the cart.
Yuma was beaten and broken. How do we know his eyes were working correctly?
I wasn't there.
He actually saw this cultist. I'm telling you, if we
You're
just
all
go convince
beyond
this
me.
guy
I have no
to
idea.
use fur with his china, I can get a glimpse of the guy, and I can reassure you, everyone that it'll all be okay. I'm just not sure we're thinking these things through. What if you get caught sneaking into this guy's cart? He's gonna cut off your hands. Don't you know what happens to thieves? They
Yes,
cut off.
we got
Your
3
hands.
horses.
Aravan paid for those horses.
Aravan also got 250 gold. Anyway, I'm
I'm
going
not
to
sure
look
that-
at the cart.
Okay, I am definitely staying back. I am having nothing to do with that.
We may need you to heal his hand if it gets cut off.
And I am
Octavia.
taking that sausage off of your rapier and I am eating it.
Now that's thieving.
Well, what do you care?
I'm a terrible person.
All right.
This reminds me of a monk that we had at the old cloister, and he would get drunk and argue with the fence post.
As long as you didn't burn it in the fire afterwards.
So
You guys
he was the
managed
same
to,
monk. He was the same monk that looked the gift horse in the mouth. Came back with that. He came back without his nose.
Nonsense.
There's
You know,
wisdom there.
You,
You forgot the other half of that old saying. Beware elves bearing gifts.
I would like to ask one more question before you go. How long should we wait to know if you're dead or not?
Well, Numa's coming with me, so if I'm in trouble, he can run back to you
Yeah,
guys.
I'm not.
You really think Numa is unhonorable enough to leave you dying?
Yes?
He's a rogue.
Keep it
You
real.
won't even call me by my name.
Remember, you're saying if you saw him dying in the streets, you'd leave him there and run away.
I can get away.
If there was 15 people killing him in the streets, yes, I believe I would run away.
Okay, well, never mind then.
Are we playing? You know, we had a game called Scruples at the cloister.
I will sit here and wait. You guys do your thing.
We will.
No
we
other
will.
objections.
We will be very careful.
So,
Let's back in at least 2 pieces.
You guys make your plan, wait till it's dark, and head out towards the caravan lot,
Yes.
where all the various carts and everything are getting assembled.
Mm-hmm.
And as you approach, you notice that there are probably 6 or 7 guards kind of on duty, standing watch.
Just normal city guards.
They seem to be caravan guards.
Oh, caravan guards. Of the same. I mean, are they just generics? Are you saying there's 6 or 7 around the caravan that we're going to go look at?
There are 6 or 7 around the various caravans all over the place.
Okay.
There is, in fact, one awake and observant standing next to the specific cart that you went to earlier.
Okay.
And you also see a different guard, not one of the 2 you had run into prior, standing at the other caravan or the other cart that also was covered by that cloth thing that is tarp-like.
So, are they on the perimeter of this lot, and then the interior's is sort of unguarded, or are they at each? Is it like a line of caravan?
Each guard seems to be standing near or sitting on a particular cart.
Oh, I got you. So individually guarding.
It's almost like they're kind of already on duty, watching the carts that their employers are planning on transporting.
Xavier,
strangely, no one seems to be guarding Samardag's cart.
Yeah, well, that's probably my job. So, Xavier, who did you get hired by?
Oh,
Green woman.
No.
Green woman?
No, that was
No.
someone else.
A. She
Lita.
starts with an A.
Lita.
And
No, I don't
Casco,
know
you
that I
actually
know.
see Lita. She's one of the people guarding one of the carts. The cart seems to be full of bird cages, or small round sort of cage-shaped things that have covers over them.
Okay.
And is it well lit?
She sees you and kind of beckons.
Excellent.
Oh, so much for stealthing. Oh, good.
Well, I was about to say, is it well lit where the wagons are?
It's reasonably well lit. I mean, there's a few torches here and there.
I guess, Xavier, what I was planning on doing was actually taking you to my wagon that I'm supposed to be guarding of it, or at least the premises we're checking on it, and then if you can sneak away in the shadows, then maybe you can. That's about as close as I get you to it, and maybe if I knew which cart you were guarding, we could go there, but I don't know how close it is to that other.
Well, again, you see.
I point to Lita and say, "That's."
Oh, you are the green skin. You were hired by the green skin woman.
No, she's a different person.
Oh, Lita is not the green skin woman.
No.
Correct.
Lita is a
No,
mercenary.
you see a female human
Okay, thank
guard standing over there. She seems perfectly
Oh,
normal.
I remember her now. Yeah.
Just dressed up in, armor. And she's motioning for Xavier to come over.
Okay.
I
Well,
will-
I'll let him go on. I'm just going to stand back then. I'm going to go
get
check my
mine.
china.
Our plan is
And-
falling apart.
Well,
And
maybe.
Xavier, do you go over?
Yes, yeah, I'll go over.
She says, "Good. I was looking for you earlier.
You were.
Someone needs to guard the cart at night now that the cargo is loaded. And I was not looking forward to doing it 2 nights in a row. You take over. I'm going back to get some sleep."
Not a problem.
And she kind of nods and begins making her way back towards the tavern.
Numa, this is my cart. Is this one covered as well?
No, there do seem to be two of them though. There's like two carts parked side by side.
Oh.
One seems to be more or less full of, again, those kind of cages with like the cloth draped over them so that the birds aren't disturbed.
Right.
And the other has a couple of those cages, but also has just a lot of general goods, food and water barrels and that kind of thing.
All right. Well, I will keep an eye out for a little bit, and then I'll just walk with Numa to his cart while keeping an eye on my cart.
Okay. Numa, you managed to take him over, and you see this is one cart, and the boxes are stacked pretty high. Like there's like four high boxes, and there's some rope lashing, kind of tying them in place and everything. But you really think that this load should probably be on two separate carts at least?
Yes. The Great Wall of China.
That's not OSHA compliant.
It's not OSHA compliant at all.
So, the wagons that, was it Lita? Is that what her name was? Lita?
Yeah.
Yes.
My wagon.
She has two wagons?
She was guarding two wagons, yes.
Oh, she was guarding two wagons. Both full?
Effectively, yes.
Ridiculous. This is so
We can't
ridiculous.
move to China under our cart.
This is so ridiculous.
I know it's a terrible plan.
We picked the if there was a lottery for the worst
night
caravan, the worst caravan to be hired into, it was
Ding, ding,
Samara
ding.
dog.
I mean, he literally saw you break plates to get into it.
That is
I
true.
would-
Oh my god.
Oh wow, you're right. This comes full circle. How did he hire
And someone
us?
sees the brilliance.
All right. Numa, what cart was being guarded by the cultists?
So I eye the two covered wagons. They're probably the best. They're probably the best looking packed wagons there, weren't they, Ben? As far as that tarp.
Yeah, they seemed very neatly packed and well sheltered.
Do I see any of the same guards that were there that
There's a
afternoon?
dragon next to them.
You do not see the guy you recognized. And you
But
think
what?
maybe the other guy that was there is the one standing guard right now?
So there's only one there now.
There seems to be one on guard duty, yes.
All right. So I'm going to tell Xavier. I'm going to make a little distraction for you. I think this is the same guy I talked to this afternoon. I want to have him come over here and look at this mess and see if he can help me with it. Now he may not leave, and if not, it may be an abort. But we'll see what it works out. But
All right, I'll be waiting on your signal, and I'll throw up the hood to activate the cloak, and I'll dive around the back of the carts to try to get behind wherever this guy's guarding, to the opposite side of the cart. Waiting for Numa's go, and then I'll go investigate the cart.
so I will. Is there guards between me and that other guard, or just is it?
No one is like standing in your path or anything.
All right. So I'm going to just like wave my arms in disbelief at this mess of a packing job. Look around. I'm going to make contact with the guy that's guarding the secret wagons and make my way over to him. In total shock at what I'm about to have to guard. So I say, have you ever seen a wagon loaded like this? I mean, come over here and let me show you this whack job's idea of a caravan wagon.
Honestly, friend, I don't care what your wagon looks like. I've got mine to guard, and I'm on duty.
But look how well your wagon's packed. I mean, it's not even above the railing. Did you see what this guy did today? Have you looked at this?
No.
Do you know what is in the boxes?
No, and I don't care.
Have you heard of the word China?
No, and I don't care.
Oh, friend, it's going to be a long trip with you, isn't it?
I don't know. Try not talking to me.
Oh. So how many caravans have you been on?
Like I said, I'm on duty. Leave me alone.
So there's no way you think you can help me reload and shift this load around so it
No.
survives the trip?
I'm not going to help you deal with your cart.
Fine, friend, fine.
Is that guy wielding a longsword?
Make an investigation check.
I hope he hasn't drawn it out of his sheath.
I won't help you repack your boxes.
I'm going to say this one more time.
Do you want to open?
Doesn't matter.
All right. Hey, 6.
Wow.
Yeah, something about the way Numa is trying to make this work is just so distracting. It's like, this guy has no interest. He clearly has no interest, and yet Numa just keeps plowing ahead. It's like watching an ox try to walk through a wall. And somehow
Is
it's just
he
so
distracted
distracting.
enough? Is he distracted at all?
The guard basically is just turning his back on you and like trying to kind of walk to the other side of his carts and still be on lookout.
No.
I will try to shift around, maintaining the opposite sides as he's walking. And then
I'm gonna still try to. So can I see what he's trying to do? I mean, do I need? Yeah. So I'm gonna try to keep his eyes on me so that. I mean, you've seen this 1,000 times on MacGyver and stuff. So.
Yes.
Anyway.
MacGyver.
So I want to. So
As
have you ever
Numa
been?
yells out, wait. I think your shoe's untied.
Your boots on leash.
So
As with the other hand, he's doing this.
Go. I'm sure that's distracting.
So how many trips have you made it to Neverwinter? Is it
1, 10, 1,000. What answer do you want that will get you to leave me alone?
how many
Come
days
over
does
here
it
and look
take?
at this.
So how many days does it take to get to Neverwinter?
A lot.
Ooh, so I might get a good payday at the end of this, huh?
I don't know.
Well, of course, if that my packages don't make it in time or intact, I won't get paid at anything. Have you ever had a trip where you didn't get paid at all?
Yes, the merchant got killed.
Ooh. Did you kill him?
No.
This reminds me of Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz, yeah.
And no,
So-
I've never jumped through the air firing 2 guns at once.
So am I engaging enough to maybe perhaps give the rogue a chance to look under the tarp at all?
You can find out.
I would love to.
Because I can keep rambling on all night.
You can certainly have at it.
I would like to investigate the cart.
Okay. Make me a stealth check.
I could do that with advantage because of the cloak, right?
That is correct.
And I'll do it in the tower for you.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Keep in mind that Numa can run at 40 feet per round.
Well, it's a good thing that I can run at 70 feet if I have to.
Yeah,
So,
so we're in good shape, maybe.
Describe what you're doing.
All right, so as Numa's just boring this guy to death, I'm going to try to slowly peek up underneath the tarp. If it's wrapped over the side, I'm going to kind of lift it up and try to peek my head inside.
It is wrapped over the side, but it's actually tied down relatively well. So there's not a whole lot of give to look under.
All right, I'll take a knife and cut some of the ropes to get enough to get a head in there.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check.
Well, certainly.
Okay. So you kind of look and you think, all right, this one rope up here at the front, probably the easiest. It's the most out of the way. I'm going to start working on it, and you start quietly using your knife to kind of saw in through it. And eventually you get it to part, and you hear the rope finally give, and it's kind of a... Doesn't seem like it was too loud.
Whoa.
And you still hear Numa droning on over there, and the guy's like, "Oh my God, can't you just go away?"
All right, I quickly stick my head in.
And as you kind of lift the side up and look in, what you can see is stacks, probably 2 deep, of various sizes of boxes. The boxes and crates look fairly well made.
Is it China?
No obvious gaps in anything, no open covers, no anything like that.
Now, the boxes and the crates, do they look like they're sealed with nails or anything?
They do.
Okay.
It seems like every single one of them was nailed shut.
Does any of them look like they weigh less than 10 pounds?
No,
Small box.
No, they're all crate, like, shipping crate size.
Okay.
They're clearly made for like stacking on a wagon and transport.
Is there enough room for me to crawl inside?
No, you've got just enough room to kind of look in, but there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of space left on the wagon.
All right. Well, I will. I'll come out from underneath the tarp and just slink away. And
Okay.
I will use my mage hand and keep it invisible and tap Numa on the shoulder once.
Okay.
Just to let him
Numa,
know that I'm done.
You feel an invisible tap on the shoulder.
I've never done this with him before.
You haven't. So, Numa, what are you going to do?
He's gone.
And if that
Okay,
doesn't work, I slowly start pulling him by the sash.
In that case, in my world, Numa jumps because he's totally not expecting someone to poke him on the shoulder. And someone someone is going to have to roll. Let's see, what is his?
A D20, and you tell us what the modifier is.
And I'll stealth back.
Somebody roll a D20 and give me. It's a +0. So.
Ooh.
Just gotta roll.
I don't know, somebody volunteer.
Hey!
Woo!
I should copy my color.
Well, yeah, well, my other color sucks. And mine's slightly different, you can tell at the top.
So, Numa kind of he twitches and like jerks his head around, but then covers it by like smacking at his neck and saying, "God damn insects!" So how are the insects like along the tradeway? Are they bad? I mean, are they like here? And he continues to pester this guy. And after a few more moments, he realizes that he can't see Chesko anywhere. And assumes that he's probably done with whatever it was he was going to do.
Did he say there was a second cart? Or just the one?
There is a second cart that looks fairly similar to the one that you just inspected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just hanging back.
Oh, wait, sorry. That Xavier had inspected, not Chesko.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just hanging out.
I want
Involve
nothing
me.
to do with this.
So he realizes Numa realizes he can no longer see Xavier, and assumes that he either like aborted or accomplished whatever he was trying to accomplish. And finally, he goes back to like make a show of staring at this wagon again, and the ridiculously ludicrous stacking of boxes and tying them down and all that kind of stuff. And after a few more minutes, he decides that he's done and he's going to head back for the night.
I will go back to my cart and stand my watch. How far from my cart is one of the well-covered carts?
Probably within 100 feet or so.
Okay.
And basically, imagine kind of like a somewhat circular yard with more or less packed dirt. And there are various carts arranged around it. And just, kind of
30 feet.
just kind of waiting to be moved on.
Okay, so they're more than 30 feet, I would assume.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just.
Where are you at, Chesko?
He's
You're
not
just hanging
there.
back? Oh, Chesko's not there. He's back at the tent?
We'll say I'm in.
He's munching on sausages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used my mage hand to poke you on the shoulder to tell you that I was gone. You got spooked, and you asked about.
No,
the
yeah, I got
bugs.
Yeah, I got that. I just, when Chesko said he was hanging back, I didn't know he was hanging all the way back to the tent.
All the way back.
Gotcha.
Through sausage in my mouth, I say, let me know if you need me.
Yeah, I was hoping the other carts were within 30 feet so I could use my mage hand to start cutting the ropes.
That's
Look inside the
great.
cart. I suppose I could do that if I'm standing watch. I can just secretly have the mage hand start like untying knots. Let's see if I can get that sheet up while not looking too suspicious.
There are many things you could do.
I'll have to do them after.
There are many things you shouldn't do, though, also.
Hey, I was
Keep that
tasked
in
with
mind.
investigating the cart and I only got halfway through. I'm sorry.
I tasked you with looking at the guy and seeing if he looked like a cultist. That was my only task.
Oh, well. We know he's a cultist, so.
So, anybody else have anything they wanted to do this night? Now that Xavier's standing guard.
Yep.
Yeah, Numa really has no requirement to be there, so.
Thanks, bud.
At least no direct instructions to be there.
No direct, and only an idiot would try to do anything with this pile of china. So
We can use the china later as a decoy during combat.
yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see how
They
this
can
Tower
all
of China was
fall
going to play
over
into the story.
Loud
Oh man, I don't
clash.
have the dagger either. Really? Oh, I do have. Dagger.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab a stick and start whittling it with the dagger. Nothing else
Well,
to do.
The night passes without too much trouble, and Xavier, you're tired, but there was no call for your services overnight. No one really came to bother the cart. You did notice that the two carts that had the tarp covering both had guards at all times during the night. They were quite punctual about changing rotations and staying on watch and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That's good information.
Wait, how many different guard changes did I see through the night?
It seems like there were just two of them kind of swapping turns.
Oh, okay.
I had
I
one
made-
more quick question.
Go for it.
Sure.
Can I refill my crossbow arrows?
Yes, you can.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So I make note of what the guards look like in case I need to disguise myself at a future moment.
Okay.
So, there we go. I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. So the next morning, I assume you're going to go check in with your employer,
Yeah.
and he tells you, "Well, I talked to some of the other merchants last night, and it looks like we finally got enough to move out. So I'm going to need you to meet me at the caravan yard at noon, preferably before noon, and we will set out."
Excellent. I can't wait to get you to Neverwinter with your China.
It's just like that too, right?
And I haven't seen your friend lately, so I expect him to be there too.
Chesko will be there. My friend Chesko will be there, and believe me, is one of the greatest caravan guards you could have ever hired.
Well, that's
He's.
why I hired you. So,
I'll see you at noon.
and Xavier, Lita comes back in the morning to relieve you and says, "Well, looks like we're heading out today. So make sure you go get Octavia.
I will.
Yeah, it'll be her watch tomorrow night."
Ooh. We'll see how she does.
But I expect both of you to be here punctually at 10
Of course.
to prepare and be ready to move out.
Yes, ma'am.
And Aravan, Caden, are either of you going to attempt to find Imsa?
Yeah, kind of heading in the direction of the tavern where we talked with her.
Yeah, go meet up, make sure we're ready to go and all that.
And she tells you the same thing. Says, "It looks like we're ready to move out. So we will be heading out whenever the caravan makes way." And she says, "Meet her there at 10.
All right.
So, any last minute things you guys want to do?
I did
Right.
get my belt, right?
Yes, you now have your magic belt buckle.
Thank you.
Xavier's still nearby, right? No, he's not.
I can be if you want me to. What's up?
I mean, you guys probably have 3 hours before anybody needs to be reporting.
If Xavier's nearby, Aravan would like to approach.
Yes, Irvin.
Friend Xavier, I'm troubled over the reimbursement of the coin that I paid for these horses. Truth be told, I'm entirely grateful to you for your act of intervening the payment between what you perceive to be the cultists and this stable master. But knowing that the coin came from me myself, I'm hard pressed to keep the coin myself.
Yes.
At the same time, I'm much more aware of the fact that this man had dealings with cultists before he dealt with us. I'm at a bit of a moral conundrum, so be it.
I see. Are you looking for guidance from me?
I suppose I am.
Well, I see it as an ends justify the means kind of thing. He shouldn't be dealing with cultists, whether he's actively or passively, and that'll teach him to choose his customers better. As far
Suppose
as
you're right.
your goods is concerned, well, if you still feel that strongly, then you might want to repay them, but in my good standing, you did nothing wrong. The folly would be on me.
I'll let you know I'm much more than grateful that you're with us as opposed to picking our pockets.
Well, I do try to warn you guys of the nasties that are out there.
Whatsoever nasties we face, I look forward to facing them together with you.
Indeed. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Aravan's going for the arm lock.
I give him a light squeeze.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna need you to make a athletics check if you're trying to do an arm lock on him.
So be it.
So Xavier,
Too
as
slow,
he
Joe.
tries to put like a little arm bar thing on you and kind of catch you. Anyway. All right. So I assume you guys start reporting for duty.
Yeah.
Okay, so it turns out that Green IMSA has basically hired or has purchased a riding horse and a cart to haul some goods and things, and she expects one of her guards to drive the cart and one of her guards to, be on guard duty. And she's going to travel, ride, sleep as she sees fit during the trip. So, which of you two would like to take over cart driving duties?
We've each got a horse, right? Caden,
Yes, you actually do both have horses.
So one of you needs to
Alright,
give up
so-
a horse and drive the cart.
knowing Octavia's also got a horse, I'll basically kind of split the 3 horses up, one to each caravan group. So I'll give mine to either Chesco or Numa. And I'll take the reins for the horse.
I can drive.
All right.
I can drive. The first one was a question. The second one was a statement.
Are we picking one, or
The last one.
like dialogue options?
Who's got animal handling?
Not
We
this
don't
guy.
need to know that. Animal handling is useless tool.
You sure?
I've handled animals before. It's fine.
What about ones with carts attached?
Yeah, what about oxen? Do oxen count?
Oh, that was so fun.
That was terrible.
And for Numa, and for Chesko,
Mm.
the cart is pretty well loaded. There's not a whole room like in the back of the cart. He has managed to stuff enough like rations and food and that sort of thing, and he's basically counting on water supply being available along the route. So he's not trying to carry any water barrels or anything like that.
We know a ranger.
And he basically
Sounds like our
expects
kind of planning.
he basically expects you two to walk or maybe ride up in the driver's seat of the cart with him. But generally, it's going to be, at least one of you is going to have to walk.
I don't have a problem walking. I can walk.
He doesn't have a problem walking. That's fine.
Well, I mean,
And the,
Aravan did just give you a horse, so
And the pace of a cart laden down and on the move is basically a walking pace.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna. It's not gonna be too demanding to keep up. And finally, Octavia and Xavier. Lita is giving instructions. She basically details one of you to one of the carts, one of you to the other. She actually takes over as the driver of the main cart, the one with all the bird cages on the back, and the other merchant, the Owen, even more, takes up the other one. And
so Owen has 2 carts.
yes. And there seem to be about 12 other carts in the caravan. It seems like
Do we see any that are like covered like that first part that we talked about was?
there are 2 that are covered like that, and the others seem to just have kind of a smattering, or it's a variety of things. Again, you see a couple of cars that look like people moving furniture, possessions, things like that, stacked in the back. You see some that seem to just be stacked with bags of some kind. It looks like it could be food stuff, could be some sort of spice or other trade good. You see the one that seems to be full of barrels, and that one is certainly one of the more interesting ones. And there are a few that just have crates stacked in the back. And with that, the first wagon in the train starts out.
That's the Oregon Trail music.
Everybody else starts to fall in line, and you're officially on the road.
Oh yeah, we made it, guys.
All right,
We did it.
I called the cart
On
with
the
Lita.
road again.
It only took like 6 sessions to get you there, but you made it.
We made it.
Well, that's really a testament to our thorough planning and careful, methodical consideration.
It's almost like a
that's-
singular deific figure is watching out for us. He really cares about us.
We really found out a lot about the cultists.
I'm very
We know
curious
that they
about those-
exist.
The covered carts now.
Yeah, and one last thing. Numa, make me a
Yes.
perception check.
Tower open.
Either one.
Open. Oh.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't notice what was going on.
Damn.
Yeah. Well.
Maybe you'll catch it next time.
Yeah.
Has he turned
remind me
into a
of
dragon?
No, no, he hasn't.
that.
I don't know. It's a really low roll. Like,
He's just
Mrs. Dragon.
he's just not paying as much attention to what's going on around him as maybe he should.
I'm probably just really focusing on the Tower of China boxes that might be falling upon me.
I just see him like standing up on the back of the cart, putting his hands up, trying to balance the boxes as it's going.
Yeah.
The entire length of your journey.
Chesco, sit on that box for a while.
Don't sit on it.
That's
it's China.
better. Well, that just bothered me now. Being something I should have noticed that I didn't notice. That's just cruel. Well, you just didn't notice it this time.
There's a snake
Oh.
in your boot.
Maybe you should have been more perceptive. I mean,
Maybe you should have been paying attention to the road instead of your boxes.
to say, at some point the dice have to matter, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I should just be narrating everything for you.
Sometimes they lie, though.
There's gonna be a pothole. And you missed it.
Oh,
I keep wanting to show off my new fancy. I have a new glowing, flashing dice, and
does it roll d20s often?
not particularly.
How'd that one look? That one any better?
Only marginally.
Yeah. Say
It
that.
was a 5.
You got a
It was
4.
fate then.
I'll just say neither one was above a 10. Actually, neither total was above a 10.
Wow.
Then it's the perfect cliffhanger.
It is.
What did Numa miss
The
in our
cliff.
last episode?
You missed
What
the
will
cliff.
he miss next week?
Find out next week or
Next week or 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
Oh, it's sad. It's so sad.
At least that's the only cliffhanger. It's not like someone's gonna die or something. Like Chesco in an
Or
hour.
still there.
Maybe.
An actual cliff.
That's what he failed to notice.
Yeah, an actual cliffhanger.
The giant blue dragon coming back.
That white dragon's teeth came to life. They're ready to chop it down.
Or maybe, just maybe, if you really have found the cultists, maybe they found you too.
I
Yeah, they
hope so.
probably
I'm
have.
tired
You haven't
of
been
hiding.
very sneaky,
We have been wearing giant painted targets on our back.
basically.
So maybe that sausage you had this morning wasn't such a good idea.
I didn't eat it.
I ate a lot, guys.
You've been
Not gonna
poisoned.
lie, I ate a lot.
You die of dysentery.
Octavia didn't even share.
We never share food, guys. You guys should learn that by now.
Okay, so